gonna find Bolu, but does get hit markers by Jez. They're now all tied up 1-1. Theo is going to get taken down by Jazz. You can now see Jazz pushing up towards the B flag. We'll rock that 35 round. See that we have Vague pushing up incredibly far, but this should be a free kill for Theo. Sure enough, with the push from the backside, finds Jazz.
Licença, Tocinha! Pofo! Botão no cofrinho do Limpes! Pofo pra cima do Delzinho! Double pofo do craque! Faz clipe aí, meu chat! Você tá no YouTube, faz o clipe da jogada! Tomara tá!
Um som, morto.
Vou cravar cima, crava esquerda.
Tem um, só tem real. Vai ter mais um.
Aí tem que botar essa.
Pode ver agora, calma.
Nossa!
And we've got two players left to deal with. FN 420. Oh my god, Lucky, what the hell was that? Count them out. Can't do it. Lucky is Dark Wizard. You're the only hope here, Dark Wizard. Oh my god. We've got a 2v5 that is a reality. Lydia looking for the shots. Lydia's gonna round the corner. Lydia finds one. Lydia just needs to find Lucky. Doesn't happen. We're going to another round. The most at the moment finds another one. Just an absolute demon. Moving Winkless in with the side of Nova. Dave, you're going to go in. Make sure you end up.
People see. There is one A now. Marvel misses one, but doesn't miss twice.
Out. Oh my. Chris, he's all one. Four. Where you at, homie? I know you're a typical sniper in this area, but right now you're a sniper. With an 80 with both. Lucky. Get headshot. Cosmo, you want the smoke. Get it too, homie. We got a 1v1.
Oh my goodness, Iona! Bro, watch.
Exabyte's left alive. Now it's Iona looking to make the...
Yo, this girl's dirty! Aggressively push up to this degree. Lydia's able to find one. Artem, Misa coming through. What's that? Is that a kilo? Whoa! Artemisa, the Damascus kilo. Ooh, Chels finds one, is looking for two, but Artemisa. Yo, this girl kinda nuts with the kilo, bro.
Yo, how are you?
I have been.
He is a freak. He's a beast.
Down herself on that Sparrow shot. But the Angels do maintain this P3. Oh, Brigstock! Well, it was looking good for a minute there, Verdict, at the beginning of this round, but it has quickly gone in. I think you're right on the money. The arrow can push that up, finds two in the feed to start things off. Those double kills are worth a ton of points, let alone you.
Hey, and welcome back back, guys. My name is Diana, and I'm the host for Mobile Mayhem this season and for Safe and this season, as I said. I'm here with the legends, obviously Geomania and Verdict, who are looking amazing like always. I really need to point this out. But guys, how are you today? How are you, Geomania?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I had some tacos before the stream, so I'm pretty happy about that. And then I'm also pumped up about tonight's matchups.
No, you're not talking about
Verdict, I'm
tacos.
sorry, I
And I'm
had to
sitting.
say
Yeah,
it.
look, you held that. We were literally just talking about me getting something to eat because I was starting to get a little shaky. I'm like, bro, I
What can I
haven't eaten
say?
anything since early this morning. And then this dude just throws out tacos like it's nobody's business. Gil, I'm doing absolutely fantastic now that you brought up tacos. So I appreciate you for asking, Deanna. Obviously, we've had better days, but hey, we're here. We've got two new teams in quotation marks as well that are being introduced back into the scene. And Deanna, I know you're excited about one of them at least, right?
Yes, obviously, but you can tell us more.
All right, so it did look like over the weekend we had a lot of commotion, a lot of interactions with some of the teams being introduced back into the scene. It is going to be one that we'll talk about now, and one we'll talk about later is it's going to be Exabyte being brought back into the mix. They are going to be picking up that 117 Not Found squad that has been very promising here this season. Now, what I will say is it's going to be a long-term investment if I'd have to, be just as generous as I can about that. Reason being is 117 didn't make it to stage 3. They didn't make it stage 4. They're not participating in stage 5. So Exabyte being back in the scene is a great thing, but it's not as relevant as the next. That is going to be Animus's roster finally getting picked up by none other than the org that picked them up last year for stage 5 and stage 4. That's Stamina. I mean, who's ready to see Stamina compete yet again in the EU scene? They double dipped this year, I would say. They picked up that Wicked roster, then along the ways, that roster didn't pan out. Obviously, they didn't make it stage 5, but they're here for another year of stage 5 action, and it is going to be Animus coming through. So, Exabyte is in the chat right now. Tacos are so good. That's right. Exabyte, long-term investment. Is it going to pay off? I think you made the right decision making the 117 acquisition. I think if you stick with them long term, there's no way that you could, be set for failure there. So, Deanna, all notifications aside and all announcements aside, we've got a pretty action-packed day ahead of us, right?
Yeah, and I can actually go over the schedule right now. Right, we will have the first game. It's gonna be Panic versus Astra, followed by the second matchup of tonight. It's gonna be Xitium versus, as you said, Exabyte, and the third game of tonight is gonna be I2K versus Stamina Esports. So looking at the schedule, I'm actually very excited for all three matchups. How about you, Gil Mania?
Well, let it be known, I like the name Exabyte. I don't really have a reason for it. I just feel like it sounds cute. So I am thrilled to see them yet again here on Europe versus CDM. So that's probably the matchup that I'm looking for. But like Verdict mentioned, it is going to be really, really interesting with the whole entirety of games that we'll have upon us tonight. So yeah.
All right. Well, standings wise,
go over the
oh look, I'm glad we were on the same page. I was like, bro, is there something we're missing? Like I said, my head is in a little bit of a clutter, but I'm glad you're here to hold my hand and make sure I'm going in the right direction. Standings wise, it is going to be Nova at the very top of the board with 100 points. They're going to have a 30-point advantage, as well as the series that those two took over, as Nova Esports did beat Stamina in the regular season. So if we did end up in a tie, it would be Nova Esports who would be on top. Stamina Esports right there below with that 30-point marker that they're going to have to recover, and they're going to get a chance to do it today. 117 Not Found. That is not right. That is Exabyte coming through at 65 points. Panic with 40, as well as Zidium sitting up at that top 6 spot for a playoff berth. That is what they're playing for. It's Limitless. They've got more to worry about, though. They're stage 5 ready, and I'll put an asterisk and a question mark behind that one, as they are going to round up the top 6. It's ICI2K with 25, 31ers with 20, and Astra yet to get a series win. I have to say, I think now is a better time than ever for them to do so. I mean, they've got an opponent who, as I was taking a look at the schedule, they've got an opponent that they could absolutely do it in Panic, but Panic is no pushover team, are they, Deanna?
It's an awesome team. I can't wait to see them, actually. Playing against Astra is gonna be quite difficult, as I said, and I'm actually very excited for the first game. And you brought up about this, and I can go over and talk about the maps if it's alright.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we will start with a hardpoint on Stomach. It's an excellent choice, I'm just saying. Followed by an SNDR raid. The third game is gonna be a control on firing range. Again, excellent choice. If we're gonna have a fourth game, it's gonna be a hardpoint on standoff. And if we're gonna get a fifth game, it's gonna be an SND on takeoff. Out of 5 maps, two are not good. But it's alright. I'm happy with what we got. Right? Any predictions? Wisely?
Gil, you want to take that one?
Okay, that's putting me in the spot. I think, at least for this initial matchup, I don't know, man. If you are going to an S&D raid, I feel like that one can be tricky. But at first glance, coming from the papers we've seen so far from both sides, from both teams, I think Astra is gonna struggle. But at this point, they have struggled in the past few matches that they've had as well, so I don't think there's much more else to say.
Okay.
We're going to get geared up for our first series. That means Deanna is going to be joining us back here momentarily. Sounds for game number 1. We're heading over to the snowy sides of things. It is certainly going to be one of those pack your jacket is got to be thick kind of ordeals. As we'll see who gets the best of this matchup. It is going to be the Hardpoint Summit now. Is we see it, everyone's queued into the lobby. Panic versus Astra, game number 1. Gil, I've got to say, man, this one's got to be a classic as we see this first map come through. I think whoever is going to take this first little bit of advantage, I can see starting to form a lot of map control. It is going to be no clear victor on the P1 objective as of right now. It is scrappy as hell.
Yeah, it's been 15 seconds and only 5 have been given in between the two sides, like you mentioned. Really struggling to get some sort of control right now. I'm looking at Bison, currently with 2 kills inside of the hill and using this switchblade to defend himself. Doing quite a great job alongside with his allies. No one can get too close to him, and the second they do, they have a Ditel is going to help him out. Then he turns around, gets another kill. Finally, it took them a bit, but being the fact that it's only P1, it feels like they are doing a great job. Bison still alive, goes for the drop shot situation, just waiting for the opponents. Eventually dies, but it doesn't matter too much. The team playing that to perfection. We're now going to be moving on to P2, but I definitely like that Bison Daytel combo. Or they were doing over that onto that little cache area. So that sort of control can be translated onto a whole more advantage for this side.
Yeah, I completely agree. Right now, it's all the focus here for P2. You've got the lockdown, you got the connection, and of course, when you got cage control, you've got a lot to work with underneath, and especially when it comes to this catwalk now, you can see it's definitely translating. You get a little bit of P1, you got a lot of bit of P1, now you're getting a lot of bit of P2 as well. And so far, so good for the boys over at Panic. And I'm looking at the top right of this great Astra. I don't know. It's like they didn't show up as soon as I say that. They are going to get the break here on this P2 objective. It's been a bit of a scramble. Panic have put them in a blender so far, but they might be doing themselves a little bit of a justice if they get this early rotation. That P3 is a big value hill. But as I see it now, Zorky making that long route over. He's trying to get paid. He's trying to be the cutoff man too. Snooze trying to make something happen on the backside. They deal with the damage. They're going to deal with the pest, and they might be able to get this advantage. And they got streaks rather to work with. So things starting to look a little brighter for the boys over at Astra. But, I mean, it's only a matter of time. The boys over at Panic, they have been just Johnny on the spot with this objective.
And that's the thing, right? It's not only the micro that we're watching here by the side of Panic. it's not only that they're winning one-on-one fights, it's the macro overall, the fact that they're being capable of, even if they lose a member or two, they're always taking value of these situations right now, building a 50 points lead. And although they don't have the spawns, the side of Astra are just not capable, even losing the spawns themselves, of getting some sort of control. I'm looking at Fahim, who's the one with the most kills alongside with Nutella, and yeah, they get a few kills here and there. They do get to destroy their opponents and clear the point, but that only lasts for so long, as short as even 5 seconds there. Either got that kill into Fahim with a nade, 15 seconds of quote-unquote scrap time, but that is gonna be about 70 points ahead for Panic. We are gonna get for the first time Astra quote-unquote rotating early, which is more of the fact that the spawns were not working their way, so they had to retreat back. So that's just even better news for the Panic members.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it was there. I mean, you could hit that hill from the front, you can hit it from the back. It was just almost all the way through in favor of Panic, who just seems to have the hotter gunny right there. They invested a lot of operators rolling into that P3 break, and it paid off. Right now, they're sitting pretty with about a 70-point lead, but it does look like the hold is going to be executed perfectly here for the boys over at Astra, who, I mean, desperately need to sell. I mean, you look at a full 45, it changes the morale of the game. More importantly, it opens the opportunity for some great listen-ins right now. They are going to be able to hold off the first wave of players from Panic.
We've taken the lead.
And it is looking like it could be a promising P4 rotation. Desperately need to hear for the side of Astra Gaming, but it is going to be Aether and Onur trying to get that breach. Daytel from the backside. He's looking to get the last little bit of scrap time. Scrap for Big Gunny 1. The 3 players are going to be able to get that time. It is going to be Aether is going to be collected by himself. And another early rotation here for the boys over at Panic. So far, so good. Safe and sound. Not too far out of hand. It's 113 to 69. We've got a little bit of a nail biter now as it's starting to progress. Can Panic close it out, or will Asher be able to make that comeback?
That's the biggest thing, right? They're trying to go for the comeback over at Astra. They're doing a great job, finally, as we're back onto P1. I'm even looking at Fahim using this operator to find a triple kill with a Tempest. A great job over there. It's not easy to get that sort of situation with this operator particularly, but he makes it look easy. He knows the perfect angle to be working onto the opponents now. He struggles a bit onto the tail, and it almost feels like they might finally get the breakthrough, and they do. Panic have done it again, but I definitely like the way that we finally got to see some of Astra's power, which is the thing that I think you mentioned earlier on, Verdict, at the beginning of the stream, that, well, Astra has been struggling, but there's still something that they could be trying to do better, and they finally got a chance to do so. They're still losing, they're still behind, but those little sparks of greatness on their behalf could mean some sort of different situation as we are now getting back onto P2.
Yeah, P2 now, 33-point game. This is the closest it's been since the opening of P1, to be fair. It's been a lot of grief in the Astra lineup, and Panic have just been dealing a lot of damage right now. If you can't do it from the bottom, you do it from the top. That's Onur, who's going to be dealing some damage. The Krieg 6 absolutely violating, but it is going to be the break coming through. Daytel going to be able to swing his way into the groove of things. They're doing a great job of doubling down for those spawns as well, but here comes the breach on the P3 rotation. You got Mirage Lior, whatever. I cannot say that name to save my life at some points. On the deep flank, and this might pan out, but we saw the early investment of the rotation over to this site earlier on that first set of hills. Let's see if it sounds any better now. As with 15 seconds left to go, it's all about execution here for the boys over at Astra. We're going to go ahead and dive in for a listen and see if they can hold out on this opening.
Snow, you got me. He's deep in spawn. We need to break it.
Switch is up, boys.
Break it right now. Push snow.
March, I'm moving.
Guys, from the fail,
I want you, I'll go sparrow. Watching spawn. Guys, push your snow, please. Need spawns. They got a trophy, Come on,
one forklift, one deep.
They all spawns, They're just holding. Yeah. They got spawns, okay?
It was mid lane pushing him.
Wait, I just must sparrow.
Oh boy, rotations or not, I mean, the transitions have been smooth on the breaks, the holds. Everything has just been flawless here for Panic going into this second set of hill rotations. And Gil, you heard the panic in the voices over the boys over at Astra. I mean, they have a lot to be worried about, right?
absolutely. And well, that's the thing. I like the colors that they're making, but like you mentioned, you can certainly hear the fact that they're getting slightly more and more nervous as the opponents are now gonna be onto the 200 point mark, and they are only at 125. Once again, it's gonna be the same situation onto P4, where they are gonna be there first, but it's gonna be really important to keep things under control. Right now, they got no one inside of the objective. Fahim is gonna be the one working himself in there, trying to defend it with a bit of a spray and pray situation. Now taking out the Tempest, we've seen what he's capable of doing so with it right now as he finds that kill onto Sork. He turns around, gets the double onto either. Now goes back onto looking onto that main mid entry. They tail, pushes through, gets taken down. Great defense, 20 seconds on a roll for them, but now through the smoke. Let's say they can continue with that defense. The aggressive push coming down from Panic, and it seems like they're gonna do it. Bison getting inside now, taking out the Sparrow. Doesn't even see the enemies, and with the help of the trophy system, it took him a while to get those kills, but finally gonna be getting so. And now with the help of another operator, that was the claw by They Tail. No one can get inside. I was talking about the importance of this defense coming down from Astra, and once it got broken, you can clearly see that Panic are nearly a single step away from victory.
Yeah, with Panic nearly a single step away from victory. Let's go ahead and step down for a quick listen in as we go into the VCs of the boys over at Panic.
Nice.
I'm pushing
Go
Snowy.
top. Be careful top. Maybe two on top.
I'm pushing green. One guy computers.
One in cage corner.
This one see them. This one.
One coming top.
No, this one green.
Yeah, top.
Let's go, guys.
B dome. One guy B dome.
Green. Be careful.
I spawn top.
Bottom. Okay.
Yeah, bottom window.
They're stacking hill. They're stacking hill.
They are
One
stacking,
shot
be
computer.
careful. Go together. Play for trade.
I'm pushing from one dead. One more computer.
Stairs one shot. Dead.
Nice.
Watch green.
They go for next. One push.
All right, no worries, no panic. They're going to get the break here in P1. They could close it out, question mark? No, they cannot. It is not going to be time on their side. They're going to have to find a way to do it here in P2 as things are coming to a quick wrap. Astra able to keep their head above the water for now, but it's only a matter of time. Only 16 seconds needed. Can they be flawless, Gil? Comms were pretty spicy. I mean, they're about as basic as they can get, right?
Yeah, they were just focusing on getting those last extra bit of seconds that they needed inside, but like you mentioned, Astra could be trying to aim for some perfection here, which they are definitely not getting. The breakthrough is going to come inside of P2. Now they're trying to walk through that catwalk, but it's going to be nearly impossible with so many bullets being fired towards this way. Now Ether with the Vortex machine just taking a couple extra kills, eventually even killing himself, which is better news for the Astra members. Astra members getting closer and closer to 200, but the side of Panic only need of 11 more seconds. Fahim getting taken down and getting inside. Panic about to get the dub, only a few seconds away from doing so. They are trying, they're fighting, but now End with the help of the Krieg just annihilating, shredding through the opponents, finding a double kill, a double assistance, and the seconds needed for success. That is the victory going in favor of Panic. But Verdict, I was definitely surprised by how Astra was being able to work themselves out of a really unfortunate situation that was building up against them at the beginning of the game. They fought well against that difference between one another, but at the end of the day, you can only do so much if you're losing. If you start a game by losing by so much.
Yeah, and it started early, and they were really never able to, correct those problems. If you take a look at the P3 dive into P4, of course the transition was better, the hole was better on the first set of hills, but P3 was a problem, and you can't go into a matchup against a team like Panic and have problems on value hills. My overall, breakdown of that game was you didn't come through when you needed to, and you started to play that catch-up game, and it just didn't pan out. So Panic are going to be able to take game number one on a 250 to 194 win. Hell, there was a lot of fight left in the dog for Astra, but again, it's not about the size of the fight of the dog. It's about who your opponent is, and that dog dogged you on those value hills. They owned you on the breaks. The holds were lackluster inside of the P3 and P4 objectives, and that's the reason why they only needed 15 points rolling into P2 and P1. So big efforts from Natel. 42 and 33, a minute 16 on the clock, as well as Biza with 36 and 31. We called his name a lot in P1 objective. So minute 20 to rack it up. But Aether is going to be the objective man. Pay him 20 and 31 though, bro. We're going to have to talk about that. He came in my chat the other day and said, Verdict is a rank warrior? Let's go. No, that was Aether. Sorry, never mind. Completely forgot about it. Aether, not Aether. Completely thrown off by that. Again, I said I was in a bit of a, you know, kind of I need to eat kind of situation, and Gil said tacos.
You didn't
and I
end
just
up going for it?
No, I went and got a peanut butter just kind of keep the shakes off, but let me just tell you, bro, it's struggle city right now. I got a sandwich waiting just in, you know, when I'm ready to rock and roll, but we're gonna get this series out of the way first.
Well, so far, a victory in favor of Panic, ladies and gentlemen. That's the first one into the books of tonight's games. I like the way that both sides played. I think, I don't know if we mentioned, but I feel like this 50 points difference really built up from the first set of rotation in the heals. And what I mean by that is that, you said it perfectly, the Panic roster was doing fantastic on P3 and P4. And subsequently sort of struggling on P1, on P2, but on the initial rotation is when Astra struggled the most, and Panic U took advantage of it. After that, Astra is trying to catch up, and that catch up never actually got soon enough. So, well, they ended up losing. Now we are all getting geared up for game number 2. That is going to be certain Search and Destroy on Raid. That, like I mentioned, I feel like Raid can be a bit tricky to play on. You know, I know that there's people that don't necessarily enjoy it as much, but I feel like it can be fun to watch. It can be fun to play. And in here, I just want to see who we may or may not see using the XPR to begin with. You know,
all right,
that's still used. You know,
yeah.
With a Shadow Nerfs, it's always an option not to see it again sometimes, you know?
No, yeah, I saw where some of the NA pros are still trying to rock it. I definitely see it's not as effective as it once was. But again, it's beauty in the eyes of the beholder. It's whatever the holder of the XPR is making, you know, beautiful shots with. So we'll see who is going to make their way through with it. It is going to be Onur pulling out the XPR 50. So first blood's going to come through with Zorky holding off this push through the driveway side. Aether looking to hold down red. Sea of red it is. His kill's coming through. It's a sea of blue on the feed. And a.k.a. Onur, he's making this XPR look great. And I feel bad because I didn't catch a single shot.
Oh, you know, it happens. Zorky is the one to finish off that round. And the first point will go in favor of the Panic. Panic attack now doing a great job. One for them, one into the books, like you mentioned. Onur doing a great job with that XPR. Zorky also doing quite all right with his own measurements. He's using the Kilo Nova Gold, a skin that I feel like it almost doesn't even look like a Kilo, but that it's not going to matter too much. He's already behind 4 enemy members. He's going to find the first kill onto Fahim, then turns around, receives a lot of damage. With the help of his allies, he's going to manage to survive. He's going to turn to be into a 3v3. Oh, and Nutella finding that kill is going to allow the bomb plant from happening right now. Now, Mirage in here, finds that kill onto Aether, takes out the shorty, goes in for the kill, but was not ready for what Zorky was there to offer. Bomb finally gonna be planted by Nutella, good nade by Zorky. This 1v2, anything can happen. Zorky has gotten 2 kills so far, gonna go for the third one and getting it onto the hands of Primsa. Nothing to be done there. Nutella left alone. 1v1, 30 seconds on the clock. And this could be tremendous for Zorky, but this could also be problematic as Nutella is also holding this DLQ, brings out the super flag, goes to that push, and Zorky does the unthinkable. That was a quadra kill this round for this man. On top of that, he's gonna defuse that bomb and Verdict.
Yeah.
That's quite a start for this man, huh?
Oh, it's a piece of a start. I mean, it started with the kill that he got inside kitchen, and then he does just the most impeccable timing of peeking through the money room and is able to catch Primza on that transition. Is notorious. You get that bomb plant down. You get away from the site. You get into a position where you can capitalize on it, and surely enough, it was Zorky who was able to capitalize. So Right now, we got a full send over to the A site. Bison's there to hold down the fort. You got Onur from the top rope. Bison's going to bite the dust. Nutella going to be able to deal the damage, but Fahim's going to be dropped in the midst of it. Snooze and team are going to be able to make their way through. They're going to try and get this bomb plant down. Miragely are in dangerous enemy territory. Would have loved to see if he could maybe have found a shot or two before he went completely down on the staircase, but it is Aether coming through, finding one in the background. Onur trying to get the retake here with Zorky. It's a 2v3. 30 seconds left to go on the clock. Executed perfectly here from the attack so far, but we'll see if we can see another lethal 1v-something scenario turn in favor of the players from Panic now as the rush comes through. The staircase is safe. Oh, no, that was a little bit of trickery in the form of Mirage Lior. He's going to be able to catch one body that round, and that is going to be enough to close it out. So the 2-for-1. Better played from the attack. It's like they adapted in real time, and surely enough, Zorky wasn't alive, so 1v4 is not going to be the case. Onur doesn't make it happen. We see a payoff round now. Gil, it's 2-1. Pretty solid round for the attack. You think they're going to go for the same old strat? It does look like it is.
Yeah, and like you said, adapting to what's going on from the hands of the enemies, but they did not adapt to those shots from Bison as he finds a double kill. Onur then also gets another one onto Mirage. They had a great start of the round, but then it swapped so fast. Onur finding another kill, and all of a sudden, Verdict, Nutella is completely on his own, left in a 1v4 situation. No control over the bomb, no control over any factors of this game as he continues to push. He has no idea that to the right there's Aether waiting for him. Perfect game sense from this player. And I gotta say, I think both teams are constantly adapting to what the other one is doing, right? It was that second round victory for Panic. It completely flopped on the next one by the hands of Astra's interaction, and then now we see the complete opposite by being Panic, the one to adapt to what Astra did on the previous one as well. So it's gonna be a tough one for the two of them.
It is right now. It's the hit through mid. They've got the clearance onto the B site. Nobody has dropped for this Astra team. Detel, oh my god, I don't know if Nutella got the call out, but Detel was clearly up top. It is Onur coming through with the boomstick, though. We've got a good old-fashioned 3v3 with this bomb plant coming through. It's going to leave us with 35 seconds on the clock. We'll see if we can get a few opening frags here for Panic. It's Fahim who might be able to go big. Shots coming through. Bison's drop. He's got the drop as well on Onur, but he does the deed and gets out of dodge. Love the positioning. Love the fact that he was able to re-rotate and reposition. Now, the opposing team has no idea. No, wrong. It's Onur. He knows everything. But he's going to get dropped. Snooze is going to get the two-piece. This is a big round needed for the boys over at Astra. Able to strike the kettle while it was hot. Well, guess what? You rally the troops for an A hit. Wrong. They pull the audible, and they make the rotation through the smoke over to B. Get that clearance for the bomb plant. It was a very well-executed round for them.
And small changes can make a big difference in here. Everybody pushing through kitchen. Preemsa getting a kill, Mirage getting another one, clearing up this path for eventually pushing onto the A side. Unless they can do it. Snooze finding another kill onto Aether, the side of Panic, strolling now this round. Bison gonna answer back by eliminating the first player here for himself. Zorky also trying to defend this staircase. Bison missing the sniper shot, missing the first one, but not the second. Onto Snooze through the wall, going for another one, landing a hit.
Oh, baby!
The next one, the follow-up. Oh my god, Bison has some mercy on them. Now Preemsa gets the answer back situation by eliminating Zorky, and this is gonna turn out to be a 1v1 situation. The perfect opportunity for Astra to close this one up into a tie. 3-for-3 before flipping spawns, but on the opposite end, then you got Bison, who was on fire so far this round. Eventually will try to bring in even more of an advantage in favor of Panic. I am just loving the way that those two teams are playing off one another. They are making slight adjustments onto their playstyles, and that is just perfection. They're gonna spot one another. Bison, I feel like Bison was just not ready to spot Preemsa into zigzag. And because of that, he pays the price, gets executed. And we are, as we started, Verdict, and that's with a tie.
Yeah, it's Been a hell of a game so far. That could have gone just completely wrong. It is not a round that you should have won if you're Astra. That's not a round you should be proud of. I mean, Bison was just literally feasting, and he just kept feeding the man. Fortunately, he stuffed his face too much and couldn't handle the shots from the last player left standing. So a good clutch for the boys over to Astra. Again, a round that you're not going to be too proud of, but it is the tell. And Bison, who tag team for 2, Primza, and a little bit of damage to the pot, is going to be the good old-fashioned 3v4 as this bomb plant's going to go down. 32 seconds on the clock. You don't have the player advantage. You got to play your cues. Right now, it's Fahim who is trying to make a big play. He's going to get hit. It is the tell through the muddy room. He's got the top clearance, but he does not overextend. Love the way to see it. And Primza's snooze lasts alive. 22 seconds on the clock. They've got to scramble. They've got to go. They've got to rally it up. Zorky's going to be there for 1, but he's going to get stuffed, and it might be enough. Snooze is literally 1 shot. He's going to eat a bullet from End. It's the Deagle that ends the round. The lead transferred right back over to Panic. No need to worry when you've got everything executed to a T, and surely enough, they played their trades perfectly. So, 4-3 lead. They've got the advantage. Will they be able to keep it, though? Second payoff round, Gil.
Yes, sir. Another one for Panic, getting yet again the advantage, but let's see how they do this time around. The aggressiveness from Maheen ends up onto a kill. Then Primza eliminating Zorky, but Bison gets the answer back. Follow-up, there's gonna be a 2-for-2 situation from the back. Honor gets the shot onto Snooze, pushes for the next one, and with a jump from Fahim. That was actually really beneficial for Honor, but of course, well, the enemy had no clue what was coming there. Nutella left alone, 1v3 situation waiting into this kitchen. There's actually Ether waiting to the right. Nutella this time around fouls again. I think that's the second time that we've seen that situation between Nutella and Ether, where he's just waiting, patiently waiting for his opponent to walk by and get that kill. 5-3 situation, yet again a 2-round lead going in favor of Panic. And you know, these first 2 rounds on the offensive looking quite alright for Panic.
Oh, pretty alright, extremely alright, absolutely beautiful. It's gorgeous. The scene here in Hollywood Hills, California has never been better for Panic. Right now, they're in a bit of a rush to get something going now. As 2-for-2 trades come through. It is Mirage Lior coming through with the SKS. Fahim's going to be able to make the beams happen there. Crispy shots from the Ogre. Bombs down. It's in a very provocative position. And with Honor and Zorky nowhere in sight to get any kind of trades going, they're going to try to get this bomb picked up, but it's definitely going to be an uphill battle. So what was starting to look pretty great here on the attack 2 rounds in a row was now starting to look like it might be a flop. We'll see if Honor and Zorky can reel it back with a minute left to go on the clock. They don't have too much time. Well, they have a little bit of time to work with, so they don't have to rush or scramble over here to get this bomb just yet. But the longer you wait, the longer it is going to be anticipated. And with the way that Fahim is holding down the fort, oh my, Zorky, where'd you come from? A case of bad high Tommy for Verdict. I literally missed all of that. Mirage Lior are going to be able to take down Honor. And now it's going to leave Zorky in a very difficult spot. Nutella going to shut him down. And that's going to be the round. 5-4. Slowly bridging that gap, but a great round for the defense.
Oh boy, that was a huge round for Astra. If they would have lost that, it was going to be their backs against the wall, but luckily enough, they executed quite alright there, only losing 2 members, and now looking to once again tie things up around. That is not going to be easy. I'm looking at Mirage using this SKS, changing up his weapon. His allies are struggling a bit to defend. Over there onto Basketball. Mirage gets that kill onto the tail with a headshot. Bomb is currently being planted by Zorky, but then coming from there is Fahim to get the kill onto Honor. Bomb is going to be planted. Fahim pushing for more. Fahim taking a lot of damage, a good chunk. That eliminates him out of this world by the hands of Bison, who's now with 11 kills for himself. Bison being the executor alongside with Honor as he finds another kill onto Mirage. Turns around. He's got Primza in front of him, but he doesn't know it yet. Primza is pushing forward. No one knows where the opponent is at. Primza is so close to both at the same time, but finally Bison gets the intel there. Was just roaming around this bar area. That's a 6-4 lead. That's 1 point away from victory. And that is Panic just constantly being able to adapt to Astra's new strategies.
Oh man, it's been a phenomenal game for Bison, man. Picked up some of the biggest kills in that last round. I mean, he has been just a force to be reckoned with. Almost falls off the map. I don't think it's possible here in Raid, but I mean, I think they really should add that feature. Nonetheless, it is going to be 2 players for the price of 1. Zorky's going to be able to find one before he goes. Oh, Nor! Going to be able to find one, but it's Nutella who gets the better of Bison. Find a way to take him out. You might be able to find a way to win a round now. As Nutella is going to be able to take one out. We're on map point, but 13 kills to his name. It's all on Onor. Can he close it out, or we see another round be bought here from the boys over at Panic? Or not Panic, but Astra, rather. Wallbangs from Onor, not going to be successful. 1:11 on the clock, and Primza, Nutella, they know exactly what they need to do. Bomb's down right over here. There's no reason to peek outside of the basketball court. Just wait until you get a chance to ball. And we'll see if Onor can make something happen. This is a downright, I mean, almost undoable.
Well, what do you think? It's 1v2, 45 seconds on the clock. He clearly has the shorter end of the stick, as he's got no control over the bomb, and the opponents do. They got a clear view of where it's at and just are waiting for Onor to make the move. Onor here with the XPR, patiently pushing, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be a difficult situation. He's just looking at every single corner out there. He's going to begin to push, finds Nutella, gets the shot, pushes for more, goes for the wallbang, misses here, takes out the deagle. Let's see what he can do. Gets behind the bomb.
No way!
Trying to play time, but he's done it. Onor, out of this world, will clutch that round somehow. Astra, how? How are you gonna lose a ball? Oh my god. It's less about Astra and more about Onor just clearly knowing what to do on such a difficult situation. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Shorted to the stick, Onor says, I got the magic stick. Put up some magical plays right there at the end, the 1v2 clutch. I mean, he had no business winning those. Maybe the first one because he's lacking, but that second kill was not necessary. Playtime to all extent. It was literally 10 seconds on the clock, so, I mean, at some point you had to engage before you got pushed, but if it wasn't the Deagle, it was going to be the XPR with the wall bangs. Nonetheless, it is Panic sliding through and stealing away that last round. You can thank Onor. He's got ice in his veins today. 15 kills in that Search and Destroy in the 1v2 clutch to get it up. 13 for Bison. Man was a miracle worker, as well as Zorky with 10. So 5-4 for Aether and Daytel. Nutella on the flip side, highest fragger, and it drops off drastically to 8 and 7 and 6. So collective effort from the team. You didn't see any donuts, but you would have liked to see it a little bit more in sticky situations. Onor just kind of did you dirty, though, right?
Mm-hmm. And I was hoping for Astra just to take us to I don't know, hopefully some sort of overtime situation. Eventually try to deal with this, but at this point with a 2-0 losing for them, man, I was already thinking of a struggle kind of deal for them, but as of right now, I don't think there's much more else for us to see outside of game number 3, you know?
Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. Take a look at it as we do have our maps back up for eyes to set on, because if you're anything like me, you already know what's going on. No, you don't. You have no idea what is going on. You have to see it for your eyes' sake. It is going to be firing range control, potentially our last map of this series, and my stomach is begging for it to be over with, bro. I need to go get that sandwich ASAP! Okay, sorry for the little disgruntled. Yeah, it's like those Snicker commercials. Right now, I'm... rest in peace, I'm Betty White. I need me a Snickers, bro. You know, just how dramatic I am when I'm talking about eating. I didn't eat too much. I had a meal replacement shake in the morning. It's not, I say it's a meal replacement shake. It's more of a nutritional thing. And why am I telling you all this? You don't need to know this.
You can get your, I got no clue how to say this in English, but you can get your peanut butter thing and be on scooping that out as we stream. You know, no one's gonna judge you. We know you're hungry. I can get a pretty pretty weird when I'm hungry as well, so I completely understand what you're dealing with. No problem, no one's gonna judge you. You can do it even mid-game. You can give me a cue and I'm gonna be talking, rambling for a quick while you just get that one down the drain, so no problem there, buddy. You got this. We got this.
Do you, Verdict? Yeah. Go ahead and do it on camera live so we can make you into a even more of a meme too, right? Just go ahead and stuff that sandwich in your pie hole, in your sandwich hole. You know what? I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna show a little bit of discipline, a little bit of restraint before I just, unless this control goes south and Panic sells, I might burn my setup to the ground just so I can go eat and just have an excuse of, you know what? Never mind. That sounds like a terrible idea. Yeah. Verdict had to eat, so stream's over with chat later. No, that's not going to be the case. I think this one's going to be a great one. The control definitely needs to be turnaround point. I thought the Search of Troy looked pretty promising for the side of Astra, but, you know, and then you insert Onur and Bison into the equation. Good freaking night. Those guys are just demons on the map. There's no way that Onur clutches that 1v2 though, right? There's absolute, I mean, in what parallel universe does that actually happen? Is it the one that we're living in currently, or do we get a substitute? Because he was supposed to, you know, die immediately upon entering the courtside.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely. He 100% should have, like, 14 million possible outcomes, and only in one of them he ended up with success, and he was on this timeline. We are so lucky to be here, fellas. But yeah, on a serious note, just mad props to the guy. He did outstanding. Like, keeping your head cool like that is no easy job, and of course it's not the first time we've seen it, and it's clearly not the first time we've seen it from him, but it doesn't take away the fact that he was just tremendous. Now we are thinking about game number 3. That is going to be some control on firing range. Another one that I would say that this one particularly can be doable for the offensive side. Is not as easy to defend as some others can be, so it can be interesting for the two of them. It seems like on round number 1, the side of let me check. All right, so Astra will be defending first, and the fellas over at Panic, no, yeah, am I looking at this right? Yes. Yeah. Panic will be attacking. We'll be trying to capture the objectives. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what the deal is going to be. Immediately pushing in the inside of the trailer is Ether, alongside with 2 of his allies, 2 of his bodies. That's a 3-man push onto trailer, now converting that onto a Quadra, as there's other one defending from the outskirts of A-Long. It's only been, what, 30 seconds, and they are right now getting, okay, this is looking even worse than it already was for Astra.
No, it's looking way worse. It's like a repeat of where the beginning of that hardpoint, you know, led us to it. Upset, pain, and misery. Right now, it's misery striking very quickly here in the first few opening seconds of this control. Well, a little under 2 minutes now. It's all about this B side. I mean, you've done, you know, miracle work on getting a few kills and hopping that objective really quickly. And your opponent hasn't really been able to, I mean, good night, man. They're just getting absolutely blasted in the spawn, and Bison is shrieking up too. So that's something else you got to consider and factor in rolling into this next round. Obviously, this one's chalk here on the defense. Fahim going to be able to finally take down the player that's been lurking in their spawn for so long. That armory side is lethal, but I mean, you've got another Predator missile to work with. You only got 5 lives remaining if you're the defense. And, oh, good night. This one, I mean, it's about as over before it even began.
We had Bison, already 11 kills. He may not be capable of getting that Goliath just yet. The round is clearly going one way, and that is going to be the way of Panic. I quite intrigued as to the decision-making for Bison to use that Pred missile when there was only one extra kill. Yeah, he got burned. He didn't even. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was looking at him. I was like, yeah, he may not get the Goliath and stuff, but why use the Pred missile there, right?
Wow, that. I mean, I don't think it's gonna have an overall move. Yeah, I mean,
that's a power move at this point.
It's a flex. It's a weird flex, but it's a flex nonetheless. Right now.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no panic, no worry there. Yeah, just. I have no idea. I had to restart. At any rate, we're back live. pending a 60-second delay, so we'll know here shortly. Right now it's a 2020. Live count lead is going to swap back over in favor of the boys over at Panic, but ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. Okay, I apologize. We are having internet difficulties, but it looks like we might be good to go forward.
All right, you might have missed it, but we saw a round going in favor of Astra, and not only that, they have just picked onto the first objective for them so far this game. It's not looking too bad, 12 to 11 lives going in Astra's favor as we move forward now. Coming down to the aggression from the middle of the map, I'm looking at Fahim, who through the wall gets that kill onto a Nor, begins to push onto enemy spawn territory, gets yet another kill onto a Nor, turns around as he knows that there's people in here too. He knows that there's people over onto this area, and he's just patiently waiting for someone to walk by, getting plenty of good opportunity in favor of Astra, doing phenomenal job. Still a minute left, and the enemies only have 1 life remaining. They are gonna get it. That's 2 consecutive rounds with Astra doing such a great job. That's all I'm gonna say, Verdict. I'm not gonna say anything else. Just take it away, buddy.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take it away. We're gonna go ahead and dive in for a quick listen as I try to make sure, you know, sense of everything. Astra Gaming are on the brink of winning this one on a comeback. Can they close it out? Well, Nutella is absolutely frying. We're gonna go ahead and see how crispy the comms are, as they're going to need to be elite and able to reel this one back in.
Oh, it's backward.
Nice, good stuff. Your Fame, play.
One more.
It's all good, it's good.
Come, guys, get trophy.
Watch him.
Along that.
Yeah. Come.
Yo, protect. I'll get it.
I have a long.
One be behind this. One is A.
Alright, Snoozer, come with you, Snoozer.
Come, shooter.
No, don't come.
Go.
Go in trailer.
I'm going
They're
trailer.
sitting in jungle. They're sitting in showers right now. On the showers, one shot showers. One shot. He's up. This guy's not dying. He's pushing A long, Holger.
Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna fuck him up.
We can play for A.
Play for the spawn, yeah.
All right, there we go. Utilizations are absolutely elite when it comes to score streaks here for the boys over at Astra, but is it going to be enough? They've given up a lot of ground on that B site, and as a matter of fact, it's going to be capped. Now, the biggest focus in this particular scenario is you're down in lives, Panic is, and you've got to deal with a Goliath. You don't have Predator missiles. You burned 2 of them already this game. What the hell is going on here?
Thing. You gotta question yourself what went wrong on the game. That should have been into the bag of them is now a struggle. Now Sorky trying to push with the Sparrow. Let's see how much damage he can do with it. Looking to find himself going directly into the enemy spawn. He doesn't even care about that Goliath. He only cares about getting those kills, which is gonna result on him immediately getting eliminated. They are continuing the push inside. Nutella gets taken down. They are going in. They're going deep. But they only got so few lives left to fight back. Let's see for how long. Getting inside, they're getting many more Red missiles. Bison now with 37. Bison with 2 extra. Now with a 100-killer drone, has that Goliath available, and this is as close as it can be. Only a few seconds away from capturing the objective. They're trying to defend. Everybody's pushing through, but no one is gonna be able to do it on time. Oh my goodness, how in the world is this game changing so often? Bison was the one that helped the team get the early on advantage and will be the one to secure the dub with nearly 40 kills into the bank for this guy, for this man, for this legend. That's such an earned MVP slot for him, without a doubt, helping carry the team with a 41 kills verdict while only dying 22 times. That is a bit too close for comfort, if I'm being honest, but a victory is a victory nonetheless.
Yes, that's all I have to say about that. Was those extra 3 rounds necessary? Absolutely not. Did we see a lot of burn, wasted streaks? Yes. Did we see a lot of, low brain plays? Well, we may not have, because my internet crashed and I had no idea what was going on in the game. Trying to figure out everything on the back end, but nonetheless, we look at the rounds that we did get to see successfully. That was round 1 and 2, and you go back to the end of round 1, or was it round 2, where we saw that pred get burned, and then, you know, almost a redeeming pred coming through, and it was wasted. Yeah. At the end of round 1, and, you know, right now, you're looking at an unnecessary round 4 and 5 because of that. I'm not just saying a Predator missile is going to make or break a round, but let's just be real. Like, when we get to an end of a round like that, you want to save it for rainy days, and round 3 and 4 were just absolutely disgusting when it came to rainy days. So we're going to get geared back up. It looks like I might be good. I couldn't stay connected to the VC. I couldn't stay, you know, I don't know why I was having frame drops. I was getting DDoS. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to take it back to the booth. You already know who's going to be joining us. Deanna, can you pick me up out of the hole I dug myself in, which is not filled with food and good internet or frames? I don't know. It's a combination of the two. Can you help me out? What went on in that last game? Was it not an L out here or what?
Yeah, the last game was actually amazing. Also, I wanted to add, when I'm hungry and I need to cast, I'm so grumpy. I swear, I feel you totally. I'm like, every time I need to eat before cast. If not, it's gonna be like just me thinking about food and not about game. So it's like, ugh. But coming into this last matchup, Panic versus Astra was quite amazing to watch. We started with the hardpoint at the beginning, first P3. Right, it was all about Panic, and then at the P4 we saw some opening possibilities for the side of Astra and trying to make it closer. But then Panic got on the hills faster and managed actually to pick up the scrap time and managed to win the first hardpoint. Going into the SND, well, it was a lot about the key players who were clutching. Most of the times we did saw Zorky on the side of Panic. We did saw Onur the last round. It was on point. His clutch was amazing. We did saw also Astra having 4 rounds, good 4 rounds, but it was not enough. Going into the control, it was, how you guys say, nail biting? Okay, that was completely not English. But you got it, okay? We did have the first round, not even 30 seconds, the A side was captured. Then it turned in a fast CDM. Going into the second round, they didn't really have time to capture the other side, so we did have another round in favor of Panic. Now, round 3, I don't know how much you guys saw from the stream, but Astra actually did a good job. Like, they managed to get the kills and managed to win it. Going into the 4th round also, it was very, very good on the side of Astra. And then it became tied, right? Going into the last round, when I saw the Goliath on the point, I was like, damn, we will have a 4th game. But no, because there was Bison jumping on the hardpoint. On the point, managed to, I think, destroy the Goliath and also holding that point. And I think he got like 7 kills or 6, holding that trailer and managing to actually win the game with 41 kills. So it was quite amazing. It was like a storm there inside, but yeah, it was amazing.
Righty, it was amazing. GG's. We're gonna get geared up for more. That's right, I'm interrupting. We're gonna take it to a quick break. Let Verdict stuff his sandwich hole. We're gonna hear a word from COD Mobile first, and then we'll be back to join our second series of the night. If I'm not mistaken, it's Zidium versus Exabyte, so you definitely don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.
Hi guys, and welcome back. Sorry for the little tech issues. We did had some tech issues, but in the meantime we did manage to get a little bit of break, obviously. Hope you did not left the chat, because if you left the chat, well, that's actually sad, because we are here for the second game of tonight. That's gonna be Xitium versus Exabyte. I'm actually very excited for this one. How about your verdict?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready to dive back into the thick of it. I restarted my Wi-Fi, and that's why it took so long to get everything back up and running, but better be safe than sorry. I mean, the bit rate is proper for what I'm supposed to be receiving, but I was having issues with upload speeds spiking. So less about that, more about the matchup at hand. It's going to be a phenomenal series. We've got 117 not found. Wrong. They were found, and it was by Exabyte. The pickup is going to be absolutely clutch for this team. They, I mean, are obviously playing for the long game, so this year not going to be able to compete in anything other than major events such as Mobile Mayhem. So I have a lot of high expectations for this team, and I expect them to handle business and be at least a 3-1-1 for them.
I like what you did earlier there. It was very cool. It was very cool. But yeah, we do see the players all in the lobby. So, Kumena, can you go over the maps?
Absolutely. Yet again, as per usual with the new rules, it's a best of 5. Yes, sir. And we're gonna start with some hardpoint on Summit. Moving on to Search and Destroy, take off a third game of Control on Raid. Yes, sir. We got Raid in here then. Hardpoint on Standoff to a potential 5th game of Search and Destroy on Firing Range, while Zidium opted to ban Hacienda and the Sparrow. Exabyte, well, they vetoed Slums and the Annihilator. Alright, that is gonna be the 5-map rotation. We are heading right away onto game number 1. Verdict, Hardpoint on Summit, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we are. Hope you didn't shake your jacket off earlier after this first set of 5 rotations that we've seen in our first series tonight, because we're heading right back to it. It's the Snowy Hills of Summit. Actually, it's going to be thick. We're going to see if, you know, we'll kind of grade the matches. Which one did better, who did better, why they did better. Right now, it's all about execution. We're on board with Exabyte, and right now, they're looking pretty solid here in this P1 opening. Topside control going to be in favor of the boys over at Zidium, as we see Greasy Gracie get his hands a little dusty. He's looking for some shots. He's going to find a few, and that is going to be the clean wipe off of the objective. So right now we got a little bit of a back and forth affair, and Exabyte, they're going to have to find a way to get back onto this P1 objective.
Okay, well, so far I was trying to spot the weapon situation. It seems like we have, in a way, gone back to that Switchblade meta. Of course, there's the current introduction of the Krieg 6, and I know I've heard you talk about it, Verdict, the fact that Tech has said that Kilo is definitely, or should be, in theory, the go-to weapon, but of course at the end of the day it's what you are comfortable with. And in here, Derox back with his old name, actually Derox himself here now with the 5th kill so far, doing a great job as he tries to help the squad. Moving on to the next one, that is gonna be another extra kill for him, looking to get kill number 7, finally gonna get it taken down, and that is really a problem, as the team is gonna be losing complete control over that point 2 situation. They could have had a good hold, but unfortunately for them, they got eliminated rather quickly, and for that reason, well, I don't think it's getting too apart from one another, but I'm liking the control from Zidium, at least so far.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of do-si-doing, right? They're holding this P2. They're also holding back for spawns. The bad thing is, I was just on board with Kree, who somehow managed to spawn way the hell out, and you can go ahead and guess it. It's because Derek's already here for the anchor. He's got too long with him, so a little bit of a hefty lead in favor of Zidium, but Exabyte doing a great job of getting this value rotation down early. So the transitions for them, now it's all about executing. Right now, Caesar going to be in a gunfight, going to be able to win this green side rotation push. It's Gracie, though. He's going to be able to get the better of the trade. Why not do it better with the baiting of your teammate to get it done? Nonetheless, 3 to feed. You know what that means. It might be a little bit of a panic here for Exabyte, is they're going to have the spawns, but look how much presence on the hill you could see for Zidium. They've got this one locked down so far.
Talk about presence when Etsy is using that Pred missile and clears up the hill. Now the spawns are gonna be flipping sides. That is gonna be heavily in favor of Zidium. Etsy now not only with the Scorchrix, also with the operator. Now with the club finding kill number 1, getting kill number 2, going deeply for kill number 3. So far not getting it, but gets the call out that there's someone behind, gets an assistance. There's maybe someone else from behind getting that kill. Finally, the flip is gonna happen here. 20 seconds left. And it seems like they are willing to lose that time by the hands of the Goliath. I know you were looking at that. Oh, but look at that Karma trying to go for the surprise situation. Eventually gets knocked out, but that could have been a whole nother story, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you say flip, I say dump. Like, you got 20 seconds left to scrap for. You got a Goliath in pocket. What's 2 in a hand when you've got 1 in the bush, right? Well, I mean, 2 in a hand was the Goliath in this P4 rotation. So far, so good for the boys over at Zidium. Wrong. 5 seconds into the objective, it's going to be cleared out, but it is going to be Zidium still able to maintain the advantage. I mean, we've gone back and forth. We've flipped from one side of the map to the other. We've got dumped. I feel like I'm an emotional roller coaster, and if you are Exabyte, you're making your grand debut with the org that just picked you up. Right now, you got to represent well, and well, I'm going to be honest with you, haven't represented or executed anything. The P3 rotation botched. The P4 spoils looks like it might not come through. It is going to be Zidium with the upper hand, and HBC with the Tempest is going to be able to find some damage in, but Jazz is going to absolutely just, oh my god, how do you win that gunfight? Break finally comes through, Exabyte trying to breathe. Surely enough, the life check is going to come back with 15 seconds left. They're just going to be fighting for scraps.
It truly feels so weird. I definitely like the way Exabyte is executing strategies to get enemies out of those points. Sometimes there's going to be 5 enemies in front of them, and they are only going to lose 2 members while eliminating everyone else. But then the holds only take a couple of extra seconds for Zidium to go back into the same old road. And here we're back onto P1 reset. Caesar is the one defending, and as I say, Cry takes that kill. And before 10 seconds happened, they're out of the hill. Yeah, they're getting control, they're getting good gunfights, but they are not getting as much value as they could be getting in here. Cry still with a Purifier getting another extra kill. The only one alive was Lucky, which Nate is gonna execute him out of that place. They are trying, but that's the thing, Verdict. I feel like, although their strategies are on point, their actual defense while they're inside has not been the best it could be.
Oh yeah, very lackluster, very mid-style approach, but this is a team that takes a little bit of time to get rolling here, and we, anticipate a bigger set of hills. I mean, you got to double down right now. You're down by 60. You're down by a full hill rotation. You haven't held, majority of 30 seconds at all this game. I mean, I think I've seen them pick up 20-second scrap times on the value hills. I've seen them pick up scraps off of P1 and P2. Right now, you can't coast off life in Summit Hardpoint on scraps alone. It's certainly got to be a game changer. Jazz is trying to be it. He's got 3 in the feed. The combo is looking solid. The break is looking like it might stick. But how much longer can they hold off? Well, there it goes. The Purifier melting the ice as well as the players in front of it, but it's only going to be enough for 4. And that's not enough for streaks, and that could be a problem going into that P3 rotation.
Hey, clearing the hill, there's Etsy once again, but gets spotted quickly by Jazz. Jazz retaking that, and that is going to be the triple-digit numbers in favor of Exabyte, the debut of the newly changed org name now for the previously known as 117 members. They're getting some good chunk of time, 14 seconds left, quote-unquote scrap time that is just so juicy for the squad of Exabyte, but now let's see how they react onto moving for P number 3. Currently the spawns are going to be on their enemy's hands. And Verdict, I wanted to question you if this could be a good time for us to do a quick listening for us to hear.
Yeah, we got just a little bit of an advantage here for the side of Zidium, but I want to hear how the break comes through. It's got to be crisp. It's got to be clean. We're going to go ahead and buckle up and get our first taste of a listen-in with the side of Exabyte.
Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested.
Hey, bro, nice.
Nice, the spawn con, I think. The spawn con.
Full con. Yeah, they
I
spawn
cover
con.
mid lane, I cover mid lane.
No, I have no.
There's one mid lane, I think.
Uno más, Jeff. Es uno más. Te push dos más.
Two connector. Low, both low.
Go on you, push them.
Green. They push out right the town.
One con low, another one con low. He's low.
Behind, guys.
Water bad.
Okay, go new.
Push now.
I pushed up.
One is now.
I'm going you.
No, una bala.
The smoke new, they only
Come
new.
see them, Darius. Come see them, bro.
Yeah, I'm in continue. One
Come see
next.
them. No,
Oh boy, look how great the execution was on that retake. That was an absolute marvelous opening for a P3 break I've seen all day from this team, and finally we got a neck-and-neck game. This is what we anticipated, right? Well, no, I actually had favored Exabyte taking this series in a 3-1 fashion, and I was being generous. Is he using a D13? Is Jazz literally using a D13? Is this meta and we just don't even know it? I'm sorry,
Wait,
completely
who
off
said
tangent. Jazz has got a D13 in his back pocket for secondary. And I can't tell if he's actually running it or is it trolling.
Got no clue. I think he probably picked it up from the ground, but I definitely don't see anyone using it, so no clue where he, oh, maybe it's his. I got no clue. I got no idea, but you know what?
Yeah.
He's still trying to make it worth as he begins to push for the next kill. Gets the knock, but there was the hunter killer drone to help him get executed. That is gonna be good news for Zidium, like you mentioned. Maybe they were not the first thing to come to mind as far as it goes on this match, but so far doing a great job at keeping the advantage. They have had their opponents get close to tying up the scoreboard, but it's not been the case yet. Only 26 seconds are needed, and although we got some good comms from, like you like to call them, the Spanish connection, it's just not enough. They're losing by about 50 points. They're struggling as we go back onto P1 resets, and it is now make it or break it for the side of Exabyte.
It is indeed. Right now the break looks promising here for the boys over at Zidium. Let's go ahead and dive in for a second listen and see if they can close this puppy out.
Keep on them. We're winning this one.
Okay. I'm coming point. I'm gonna smoke your corner, right?
Case dead.
Computers one shot. Dead. Nice. No, there's no.
Push bottom.
Yeah, we win off this. I'm gonna use my purifier.
Bottom.
Nice, Fains. Good shit.
Midline one shot. One shot.
One Zidium. Point.
Oh, there we go. A little taste of victory in your face, and surely enough, it is Zidium who come out on top. Not the pizza gun! Well, I mean, if you're looking for the pizza guy to deliver, surely enough, the D13 is certainly not going to be the best case scenario. I don't know if he maybe had that in his loadout by accident. I don't know if he had it because he was trying to level up some, camos. I don't know what the case was. Nonetheless, it didn't matter. It was irrelevant. It was Zidium. They come through with a massive win here in game number 1, and Exabyte falls shy by about 74 points. 172 to 171. That was the closest that game ever got, and it was not even close after that P4 rotation.
Yeah, I feel like although Exabyte did a great job at some point, it effectively getting almost a tie and the mid game off it at the end, he went for Xitium going even stronger than they started up with, an advantage of nearly 70 points or 80 points, something along those lines. Going their way was just tremendous. Greatly executed. Zidium, the top 5 seed team, if I'm not mistaken, doing a great job against the top 3. They are, although top 5 and top 3 so close to one another, about 15 or so points between one another, but Zidium wants to climb up those ranks, climb up on the leaderboards, and so far they are taking the first right step in that direction. Now, verdict, next game, that is gonna be some search and destroy on Takeoff. And I said that raid can be tricky, raid can be for the offense, can be for the defense, but on Takeoff particularly, I don't know if you agree with me, but I don't think that's the case. I feel like that's such a heavily defensive orientated map that, well, if you are starting up a defense, you gotta make sure you take the most value off of it immediately. I do not hear you.
I'm totally muted. I'm throwing chat. Okay. I said I'm firing myself. I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm adios and vaya con Dios. I'll see you guys later. So is my internet. I've already had a little bit of drop frames, but thankfully we've kept it to a minimal. I completely agree with you. You had a very valid point. The defending side of this map is very, very strong, and it's all about executing and making sure you get as many points off of it and setting yourself up for just a stout. It's almost like hibernation, right? You got to get as much as you can before those 6 months pass you by, and it's like, oh well. I mean, if you didn't get 6 points off of it, you might be staring at a 5-7 loss. That's how lopsided this map can be. So we'll see if the defending team, which I believe to be, I got so much things going on in the background. Let's see what are we looking at here. Who made the selection? Who's got the picks? Okay, it's going to be Exabyte who's going to be on the defense first. So we got to flip sides. No, we're good. We're good. They're on the right side. I'm totally throwing chat. You know what? I'm so over today already, and it's only been just a few things that have just set us back, and I just haven't really been able to pick myself out of that slump. So, chat, you can go ahead and fry me, execute me what you need to do. Sadistic says you're muted. No, you're muted, sir. Can't hear you.
Oh boy, it happens. I feel like I'm the one who gets to follow that mistake more often than the others. I effectively do it while we go do the listeners. I just forget to turn my mic on. So it is what it is, my man. It is what it is. So it definitely happens. In fact, as you mentioned, sorry, I want to check something outside of the stream because I think I got an appointment later that I gotta check if I can make, but nevertheless, we are gonna go for game number 2 verdict. Like we mentioned, some good old search and destroy. This is Exabyte versus the side of Zidium. Zidium currently winning with a 1-0 situation. We'll begin the offensive side first. Effectively, I think we should be looking at HBC, maybe? He's the one carrying the bomb, so I'm intrigued as to what he's going to be doing. Fry seems to be willing to use the ZRG, and so is Feints. Both of them using this CRG. Okay, not so bad of a choice. Right now, no one making a move just yet. 30 seconds have passed. Not a lot has happened.
No, not a lot. This is a standoff. This is takeoff map. Of course, this is not a standoff map. This is a standstill, more or less. Smoke's going to come through the clearance over towards this middle side of the map. P1 is where we're going to find the bomb carrier. He's going to have a little bit more than he can bite off and chew. It's Sterox in the paint. Going to be able to find one, but Karma's there to quickly trade, as well as Feints. What was looking like a promising push over towards that B side objective is now looking practically undoable. And with Feints and Cry left of their own, it is very much so an uphill battle trying to fight this defense off. 3 players stacking the A side effective. You got one lone wolf in Jazz who's holding off the force from the secret site. So a little under a minute now. Is 40 seconds left on the clock. Got to start to make a motion, and if they can isolate Jazz, they might be able to capitalize on this B site.
Well, let's see. So far, no kills for Cry, only one for Feints. Feints has also picked on to that switchblade from the ground, effectively pushing to a spot to try to plant the bomb with a surprise prop that Jazz is there to finish him off. Clearly, getting those audio cues was more than enough. Only 12 seconds left. Cry not really going to be able to do too much here with the sniper missing the first shot, missing the second one, getting pushed by the opponents. And although he's trying to defend himself, that is just not going to be possible. First round going in favor of Exabyte. It took them a while, but that is purely because of the fact that Zidium was playing so slowly. But they didn't lose their minds, right? Exabyte is holding their ground, making sure that they're taking the advantage where they are given, which is just patiently going for a defensive approach as a defensive side. And that works to perfection, only losing a single member that round and getting the first point for themselves. Now, I think it is going to be a different strategy as 4 members of Zidium are currently pushing towards B. The ones defending this area could be, first of all, Jazz. Jazz waiting for the opponents, begins to shoot at Feints. Feints only taking a bit of damage, but with his sniper, gonna land that shot. I don't think that's going to be enough for the side of Exabyte to know what's coming. Derax finds that kill onto Cry. Derax looking for more, going for the double bow with the help of HBC from the back. Gonna get executed. And, well, a change of pace going in the side of Zidium. So far, working halfway through. They get a couple kills. They're gonna get the bomb planted. They are gonna be in a 3v3 left.
Yeah, it is 3v3 retake. You can see the players from Exabyte, they've collectively made their push through the stadium site. HBC is going to be spotted, but it is Caesar and Karma who are right there in harm's danger. It is going to be HBC whiffing. Oh my god, a lot of shots nonetheless. 3 players left standing, make it 2 for each. Lucky trying to make the breach to the front side. Etsy is going hammer. The 3-piece does it all by himself. He doesn't need any help. Team, fall back. I've got your help. It's in the form of this Switchblade, and it is absolutely lethal. First 3 kills on this game for Etsy, and it's a massive 3 kills to go along with it. So, 1 for 1 we go. We looked at the strats on the attack here for Zidium, and it panned out. I mean, the adjustment after that first round, absolutely on point. They were able to do something that many teams struggle with doing on this map, being on the offensive off the rip, and that is put a point on the board within the first 3 rounds. So, they've got that going for them. We're going to see if they got more going for them as we see the payoff round. 30 seconds in. It's a standstill. No, it's an Etsy shot to the face. Karma trying to chuck the nade, homie. Should have probably doubled back a little bit further.
That was a good, a big pickup, couple of kills going in favor of Zidium. Doing a great job, but now losing 2 members by the hands of Derox and Caesar. That is gonna sort of even numbers out, actually balance that in favor of Exabyte. Only Cry and Etsy left. Cry sort of knew where Caesar was at, but that's still not gonna be enough. And Caesar is more than enough to find those 2 remaining kills. That is a 2-1 lead. Another one for the side of Exabyte, and Caesar ramping up onto some good 5 kills so far this game. We're gonna begin round number 4 with 2 members with donuts on the side of Zidium. Yeah, they're on the offensive side, but, you know, maybe picking up a kill or 2 wouldn't hurt so bad into the overall situation of the team. Right now, those are Greasy and Cry. Greasy pushing forward, going for that kill, taking it onto Derox, immediately making me shut up as he wanted to get over the fact that he had no kills. Cry begins to push, and, he only got a bit of an assistance in a way as he was distracting the opponent. This is yet again a good situation for Zidium, which is in a way problematic for Exabyte, because they have not capitalized as effectively as they should have on defense.
Wow. Well, as soon as they say that, they make you eat your words, right? 2 players drop. Caesar's going to be able to find one in the feet. He's got the drop. No, he doesn't. It's Fades from the top rope. Coming down hot and heavy. Karma going to be able to shut him down. It's a 1v1 now. Minute left to go on the clock. Bomb has not been planted. Lucky's on the opposite end of the map. And Cry, slowly but surely covering all odds and ends. No clear indication of where this last player is. The intel report tells you he was exactly where he was just scoping at a minute ago. That was on that little AC site right in the middle. You see the trophy. He does see the glimpse. Is Lucky trying to hit a 360? I look like he was just trying to get out. Never like, imagine World Star.
Imagine if he did, though. Imagine.
Yeah. Oh, just imagine. I'd have to go back and clip it, and then I would have to find some way of getting it up on the internet as quickly as possible for someone managed to take advantage of it. Kree's going to try to hop this bomb plant. He does it successfully. Lucky's nade's a little too shy and a little late, so we'll see the rotation through. I don't know if Cry can get the indicator that the bomb's being defused. I think he did. He did, 100%. Perfect timing.
My God.
Well played by Kree.
Lost that round, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, for a second I was definitely sweating a bit. I thought that the defusal was going to come through, but Cry, like you mentioned, right on time to take that kill and prevent that bomb defusal from happening, evening numbers out. They have already taken 2 rounds as offense. That is really, really good numbers, but I'm sure that they're going to be looking to get some more. Ooh, Derox finds the first blood with a nade. Cry aggressively defending here, but gets killed with a nade as well. Those nades are being deadly. Derox finding another kill. HBC gets the answer back by eliminating Jazz. Pushing forward for the second and getting it, but Karma goes for the surprise play. Karma from behind takes that kill into HBC. Faints. Left alone in a 1v3 yet again. Bomb in hand. Not planted quite yet whatsoever, which, you know, is going to be definitely problematic for him. Let's see how much he can do. A minute and 15 seconds on the clock. There's plenty of time, plenty of opportunity to try to pick up a kill, move around, and, well, not be spotted so easily by the 3 angry enemies that are in front of him. A good strategy coming down from Exabyte as they have spread out their player force onto 2 areas. so they can cover the most ground possible. Right now, the one defending onto that stadium is the one and only Karma. Karma currently with 5 kills and a Krieg 6 in hand. We'll try to patiently wait for someone to try to activate Alpha. I think he's in a great spot, you know? He's not overextending, he's not exposing himself whatsoever, and if he tries to plant, he's there to take it. Karma playing it to perfection in here. He was on an area that I don't think they would expect him to be at, while at the same time being capable of getting audio cue if they were planting, right?
Yeah, he's in the right place at the right time, and surely enough, it was just poor guy timing for whoever was remaining on the flip side of things. So you walk right into a face full of bullets as soon as you enter a stadium site. It's never a good sign. So right now, we've got a little bit of a conservative approach. It's the last round of the attack here for the boys over at Zidium. So far, they've struck the offense pretty well. It's 2 rounds. Could have been 3, but things just kind of got out of hand last in the round before. Right now, they're in the blender. HBC, they're inside this ticket booth. Lucky is going to be able to feast with 2 on the board. Fates is going to be able to get out narrowly, but it's 4 players left standing here for Exabyte. Man, wow. What a round to close this defense off. You needed at least 4 for this to be kind of, you know, doable on the attack. Your opponent got 2, maybe you can get 2. That's kind of mentality you got to go into this one as we flip the script. Sides swap. Now we're going to get Exabyte, their first attempt on the attack. Their talent is very, very, I mean, it's just absolutely filled to the brim with search or destroy talent. Right now, it's Lucky who's not going to be able to get the shots to land, but Cree does from the bottom side of that P3 site. HBC going to be able to pick up 1 as well, and with 20 seconds into this round, we've already had 2 casualties, and ain't none of them for Zidium.
Oh, complete different approach of a defensive round. Oh my goodness, they were pretty much making a circle around the map to collectively push them further and further behind, effectively eliminating each and every single one of the opponents without losing a single member. Such coordination that we already saw on hardpoint gets to be shown on search and destroy as well. But that was only round 1. Let's see if they can execute something similar on round 2 as well. It seems like right now they decide not to do the same deal. They know how fast the opponents can adapt to the same strategy, so they're not going to repeat back-to-back. They're going to change up a bit. HBC actually took a good chunk of damage, barely surviving his own fight. Now Etsy is the one pushing forward the most, and I think we should keep an eye open for him. Currently on the outside of this yellow structure. He wants to go through the smoke. That could be deadly. I don't think no one has a clear idea that he is in here. And to the right, there's actually the bomb carrier being Caesar. Just getting taken down. Etsy finding that kill onto Karma, going for the double. Doing a lot of damage onto Derek's, but that's still not going to be enough. Derek's has been spotted. 4B3 left. The 3 members over at Exabyte do have control over the bomb, but they are not in a pretty spot. Everybody has gotten himself almost trapped on the 8 side of Stadium.
Yeah.
So let's see what their strategy is to try to get out of here now.
Yeah, look at HBC. I mean, the cutoff man is going hammer right now. 2 players chopping him down left and right. I saw the play develop. You got to double back. A is completely covered. Well, if you've got an exit strategy, you got to know you got to clear the exit, vicinity. And surely enough, they did not. And HBC is going to be able to slip through the cracks and pick up 2 cheeky kills, and that's going to be the tie coming through in a flawless defensive approach so far for Zidium. Exabyte, they are scratching their head trying to figure out what went wrong, what could have went better. Will Cry just going to add some more tears to the pot. It is just an absolute beauty of an opening shot. And right now, things looking just as grim as they ever have here on the attack for Exabyte, is they have gone one way, unsuccessful. Gone another way, unsuccessful. Been, completely patient, still hasn't panned out. Right now, they're looking for the first round of success. It just does not seem like Zidium want to give them anything. And I don't blame them.
Yeah, it's just that CDM has been a lot more convincing on defense so far. 2 rounds, 2-0 for them so far. And they are pushing to make it 3 now. The first blood has been taken. Cry takes the shot onto Karma. They know that they're pushing towards this bomb. Eds is making sure that they are not comfortable getting a kill. Eventually dying. Doesn't matter too much. Faints and Cry will be able to finish them off. And this is exactly the thing that I was talking about. Zidium looking way ahead of Exabyte as to how convincing they can be on defense. Yeah, you may have only taken 2 rounds on offense, but right now, at this pace, I don't know if Exabyte is going to be capable of doing the same deal.
You know, just the ability to adapt is huge, and they just have not been able to handle the adversity. Right now, it's Etsy putting in some work, but he's going to get shut down. Finally, a little bit of an advantage should be something that we might see pay off, but look at where Gracie is. Oh, don't like the trigger discipline right there.
No.
Nothing to show for it. Kree's going to get the intel. The lineup perfectly shot. Derrick's drops. And what was looking kind of gruesome, now looking pretty doable here as the 2v3 will continue on now. Lucky looking for the bomb pickup. No, that is Jazz. And they're going to evacuate this B side of the map. Well executed. But they still got 2 demons in the lobby. Greasy may not have had a big, impactful first 6 rounds, but he's picked up 3 since then. And then you've got some of the best marksmanship with the ZRG and Kree. We'll see if they can collectively make this hit happen. Lucky right here exposes the heady. Lines him up, knocks him down. 2 players left standing. Karma trying to hold off the push from the backside. Through the front door we go. Greasy's trying to slip in. He's not greasy enough, and now it's all on Kree. 15 seconds left. It's a 1v2. Jazz right here on the jump up. He's going to get exposed, but I don't know if there's definitely not enough time. Nade shot's going to come through. Here comes the collapse. It's the defense after this bomb plant that looked so much better. And they're finally able to pick up a round on the attack, and more importantly, stop the wound from bleeding. Man, that was just a gruesome first 3 rounds on the attack for the side of Exabyte and Zidium. Finally a little kink in the armor over at the defense.
Yeah, you never lost faith onto the adaptability coming down from Exabyte, and you were right. They were doing a great job to stop the bleeding, and they have done it. Getting that round, they're going to even numbers out once again. Now, on the east side of Stadium, there's Derox, who could surprise a few members if he is careful enough. So far, they are kind of trying to push towards B, and the one defending more closely to them is HBC, alongside with Etsy. Etsy got taken down. HBC taking a good chunk of damage. They know where he's at, but Greasy and Faints are there to help him out. If they're pushing for you, buddy, I got your back. I can help you out. That is going to turn into a 4 versus 2. Only Lucky and Derox remain. Let's see how much they can deal with. Derox finds the first blood, but gets spotted at the end by Greasy. Bad news for Exabyte. That could have been way better if he would have survived. But because of the fact that his ally was dead, he was like, I gotta go for the aggressive approach, try to get a kill somehow. The problem was that there was someone already behind Verdict. A 6-5 lead. Zidium with a perfect opportunity with a map point in their way.
Yeah, they gotta count their chickens right now. Obviously, they're still eggs, so you can't count them before they hatch. We looking at overtime, or are we looking at possibly the 2-0 in favor of Zidium? Right now, the smoke's going to clear. First blood's in. Karma's going to be able to strike quickly. The defense doesn't know what's hit them. They've given this A side away, but is it bait? Is it a trap? Well, the bomb's planted. Now it's time to go. Lock and low. Karma's going to be able to find the second. A little over 30 seconds left to go on the clock. It's 3 players left standing here for Zidium. Are we looking at overtime? Or are we looking at this one going down 7-5, victorious for Zidium? Well, it's only Kree left standing. Caesar says we're going to overtime. 6-6. Tied game after what was looking disturbing for Exabyte. Looking just awfully brutal. Some of those rounds we're discussing, you got to give credit to Zidium. They made it look closer than what it actually was going into that flip. It was a 4-2, but, I mean, any of those rounds could have gone their way. And I've got to roll with them. This momentum, this kind of, you know, this kind of gunsmanship, this kind of adaptability, definitely could play in their favor right now as we go into this first round. 20 seconds in, no casualties.
Oh, you were really important. Cry, finding that first blood. They're immediately pushing for more as they knew there was someone else behind, but they don't know where that was at. Jazz, before getting killed by Itzy, gets that knock onto HBC to sort of even numbers out now. Bomb going to be planted by Itzy, which makes it 45 seconds for the players over at Exabyte to try to respond back. Greasy in a great spot to be waiting for some opponents right now on the outskirts of yellow. He's gonna hear Karma coming from behind, takes that kill like is no one's business, but gets spotted by Lucky. Only 25 seconds on the clock. Lucky and Caesar gotta push forward. They gotta make it happen. 3v2, only 20 seconds left. The timer is definitely not in their favor. Etsy is on the top side of red, finds the kill, gets taken down. Lucky, the only one alive, gets the shot onto Cry, begins to defuse, tries to bait out the opponent without realizing that's not gonna work out against Fanes, and that is a perfect round for both sides. But there can only be one winner, and that is going to be Zidium with an advantage, with a map point opportunity, yet again going their way.
Yeah, and they do it real quick. I mean, we talked about, you know, the adventures of playing on Takeoff, Search, or Destroy. And one of the things that we mentioned was how difficult it was to find early rounds successful. Well, the side of Zidium didn't struggle. They didn't have to wait for that last round to pick up a successful round. They did it in the first two. Right there, they're going to be able to pick up the first round on their attacking side, and they're sitting nice and tight here on this defense. It's a 3v3, and amongst the scramble, it's HBC who gets dropped 3 for 3 trades. Cry taking shots with the best of them. Greasy, Gracie, and Cry left alone. Lucky and Caesar. This bomb is dead set on being planted over at the A site. Nade shots are coming in. Nobody home right now. A health center is quickly being retaken. Oh my, Cree, you gotta hit those. Lucky's gonna get the sights, and right now is a little bit of a panic. Lucky eating bullets. Caesar dealing some damage. The trades are in. Oh, baby! We're going to another round. Caesar with the jump peak. Ties it up. He catches the first and the second one. Cree, you've got it. You've got to be able to get that trade. That was such a ball drop for Zidium. And now it's undecided. I still have no idea who could win this one.
They have the bomb.
That is gonna mark what, 3 rounds as offensive teams in a row for the two teams now. Oh, look at that. Derox immediately going for the aggression, finding kill number 1, going for kill number 2 immediately, but HBC was ready for that situation. Takes that kill. Karma answering back. The defense now want to take the advantage, but Faint is gonna say no to it by eliminating Karma with that pistol. The bomb is going to be underground, but my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this has gone to insanity. Nothing is written. Anyone could win the game, and HBC will take this opportunity to plant the bomb. Jazz takes the kill, goes for the double, but Faint is going to say no. Yet again, the 1-for-1 trade. It's 40 seconds on the clock. Let's see how Lucky, who are yet again left alone, will react to this situation. Both of them pushing from the outside of tickets. This could be great for Caesar. Let's see what he can do. He begins to push forward alongside with Lucky, both pushing at the same time to the right. Surprise body. Both getting a kill at the same time. Flawless there at the end for CDM. Yet another point going onto offense verdict.
Yeah, I mean, the predictability there. I mean, I had no idea where Zidium was, and I could see him. It's just being able to adapt in late rounds like this. What has your opponent not seen yet? That staircase was not an angle that you were anticipating, and surely enough, you get the bomb plant down, you got a bomb escorter. That's massive. Right now, it's massive shots coming through. Lucky going to be able to split the wing of Feints. That's one less threat they have to deal with right here, as this A-side push has been pretty solid in the later half of this game, and it's anticipated. Look at where HBC is. The construction site. You've got a person in front of you. You don't quite know what's going on. HBC. Oh, Karma, you've got to hit those, bro. Now you're trying to get the trades on players who are coming through and getting kills, but you are not executing. Shots missed like that. HBC is able to get away. He's going to be able to put some damage in. Gracie finally able to step up. That's going to give the upper hand yet again back to the side of Zidium. And Derek's and Lucky are all on their own. Derek's going to be able to deal some damage on one, but Lucky is the last man standing. No bomb in sight. Greasy, Gracie, and Etsy holding this bomb hostage. And with only a little under a minute left, this is not looking doable for Lucky. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and see if he can find a quick shot, a quick scope, maybe find some opening. But little less time to work with than we were just referring to, and then also both opponents within arm's reach of each other. This, my friend, just not looking like the ideal scenario here for Lucky.
Definitely not. 30 seconds left. Bomb is on the ground. He's trying to try to pick it up. Let's see who's gonna deal with this. Greasy and Etsy are still alive. Bomb is gonna be picked up by him. He knows that they could be right around the corner, and he's absolutely right. But yet, not ready for it. Etsy's gonna finish him off. Verdict. That is gonna be the point. That is gonna be the map. That is the win. And the advantage going even further onto Zidium's way. Such a great map. So many emotions. Although I definitely felt like on the first 12 rounds that ended with a 6-6 tie, Zidium was being superior. On the overtime rounds, it was a whole lot closer between the two of them. But on the very end, Zidium was capable of taking that perfect opportunity, and as such, execute the dub in their way. HBC will take the MVP off of this game, and understandably so, my boy, gonna be the one with the most kills, 16 going his way. Was capable of also planting the bomb once as well. The side of Zidium was overall doing better for the vast majority of the game. But once again, it is really, really close at the very end for the two of them.
Oh, hell of a search and destroy win for Zidium. They're able to take down this Exabyte roster, who has been possibly one of the better S&D teams in all of EU. Even hanging up there with the ranks of the likes of Stamina, former Animus. This team, Spanish Connection, they have been probably one of the most consistent and most improving teams throughout the time I've got to see it. So when I'm looking at it right here, it looks like, I mean, maybe Takeoff got the best of them. The shots weren't quite there off the rip for Lucky. You don't have Dark Wizard to fall back on. He's no longer in the mix. On the flip side of things, you got an up-and-coming Zidium team who are hungry for upset. So the 2-0 win in favor of Zidium. That's going to take us to game number 3, the control. Oh, baby, it's getting spicy. Where are we heading over to? I completely forgot it's raid. So, again, a toss-up map. We've seen this one played out 2 times in one day last week. And if I recall, one of them was 4 rounds on the attack one, and then the defense one on the 5th. And then we saw a different series where it was 4 defensive runs and then 1 attack. This one's about as wild card as it gets. It's all about winning your gunnies and playing the objective to a T. So, prediction-wise, I don't know, man. That's a lot of morale loss for Exabyte and their debut here in Mobile Mayhem. Not quite living up to their name they once were.
Yeah, really, really unfortunate. Let's see if they can somehow try to cool down the feelings, try to reset that mentality. Like you mentioned, it's a big hit losing that second game of Search and Destroy. I know that's definitely not what they were aiming for, and it's certainly not what we were expecting as well in a sense. So there needs to be something changed. They need to make sure that they are completely they have completely forgotten about what the past was, because at this point it doesn't matter whatsoever. Yeah, they've lost 2 in a row, but that doesn't mean that they could, in a way of change of pace, try to go for the reverse sweep, right? And the first step is this control on a raid. That's the first step they need to take. It's gonna be just as important as any other matchup. So let's get right into the game, my friend. Could be the last one. I certainly hope it's not the last one, but you know, let's wait and see. Exabyte versus the side of Zidium. And I want to ask you, Birdie, who should we be spectating first here?
Well, I'm off the rip going to be on board with Karma, but I mean, things can change relatively quickly. We'll have to see, as the advantage here on the attack is you've got to be able to play the best of both worlds, and right now it's focused here on the B side. It's a full send. 3 players there to reciprocate. It's HBC. He's going to be coming through mid, and he is bringing the pain. 3 in the feed. Almost a clean wipe. Gets the 4th there as well. Streaks earned. And Zidium off the bat already shutting down this first wave of Exabyte players.
Well, all right, okay. Lucky getting that kill with the SKS. A lot of precision weapons being used on the side of Exabyte. So far, sort of working for them in a sense because Lucky and Caesar, Lucky and Karma have gotten a good chunk of kills, but the remaining only getting a total of 1 for the 3 of them. Gas is the one trying to push inside of Bravo, and understandably so, he does get yet another kill. Now Greasy pushing from behind. I want to ask you about Greasy, like, is it Greasy or Gracie? Because I've been calling him Greasy, but I'm not too sure.
Yes.
What do you mean? Yes, I gave you 2 options.
Yes, we call him Greasy Gracie. I think his name is Gracie, but we always pick at him because they used to call him Greasy, and then we just kind of adapted to Greasy Gracie. So it's say whatever you feel because he doesn't mind. It doesn't harm him. Right now, it's a harmful B-side push. The defense has been rock solid so far, but they're going to cut their losses with a 1-player advantage. Go ahead and head over towards this A side of the map now as time's going to be extended. A little bit of a drawn-out or search or destroy, rather a TDM. A little bit of map control going to be given up on that laundry site, and that might be something that we'll come back to later on as Jazz going to get the hit through mid. He's going to get shut down by Feints finally. The damage has been kept to a minimum, but you can see it right now. The kill advantage is clearly going to be going right in favor of nobody. It's going to be back and forth. Good night. This one's gone back and forth more than a soccer team. I mean, a football team. Sorry. You get it, guys.
Really back and forth. Really bad for the side of Zidium in a way. But let's see how that turns out to be. HBC takes another kill onto Jazz. Great stuff there. HBC trying to overwhelm the opponents as he is close to the spawn. Let's see how much damage he can do. Feints getting another kill. HBC pushing for more, getting that knock onto Jazz. Karma getting eliminated as well. That is not going in the way of Exabyte whatsoever. Lucky finding another kill. Derox as well onto Greasy. It's just getting so close to one another. 4-3. Derek's getting a kill. Then his allies getting knocked out as well. 3 for each side. The scorchers are going to be used, and that is going to take a huge impact. Maybe HBC could try to use the Pred missile, but that is going to be maybe not the one that he wants to use, and because of that, they're going to end up losing that round as a defense, which is understandable. You know, we've seen more success on the aggressive side before, but I definitely feel like it could have been their way if, you know, they could have played their utilities better in a way.
No, I completely agree. You did such a great job of holding off that A-side push initially. I'm sorry, the B-side push, the ringside control was just immaculate, and then all of a sudden you get caught lacking out in the open, and you just lose too many bodies right now. It's the advantage going over in favor in the game to Exabyte, but right now it's pretty close in life. As a matter of fact, we've got 2 Predator missiles that came through, and HBC picked up 2 or 3 off of his. Well, guess what? You had one in the pockets of Lucky, too, was able to frag out in that first round. And he picked up 3 with his. So damage is being done. Right now, the advantage is big time in favor of Zidium as they're trying to close this one out in a 3-0 fashion. Well, they've got a 5-life lead, and they've already capped B.
It's the thing, right? They already got to capture the objective. Now they're pushing through the mid and left side of the map onto the side of Kitchen that is being currently held by Jazz alongside with one of his allies. I think that was Karma, if I'm not mistaken. Jazz ready with a Holger, finds an assistance, but takes a huge chunk of damage. The side of Exabyte trying to defend as well possible as they humanly can. Racing now trying to push, but only getting a knock before getting executed himself. But you mentioned the lives are still somehow in a way in favor of Zidium, but let's see for how long, as there's going to be 3 kills in a row going in favor of Exabyte, trying to find a couple more. Gracie trying to answer back with that switchblade. It's not been the best game so far for Gracie, but still continues to push, continues to help the squad as they're trying to push through Kitchen. Yet again, Jazz is going to stop them in their tracks alongside with Caesar. My god. That is going to be the retake that they needed, as they are now going to tie up the amount of rounds, the amount of lives left for each team.
All right, 50 seconds left to go on the clock. We're going to go ahead and rush down there and see if we can get a little taste of the VC. The comms got to be spicy. We're going to see how the boys over at Zidium sound now as they're trying to get on board for their first round victory.
Right side.
I think he's 3.
He's
P5 again. P5 again.
P5 dead, P5 dead. Both dead P5, come.
Nice. Oh, let's go. Wait for me.
I can't kill him tree, like the gun's not hitting.
Heaven one shot.
Tree,
Okay, we need to stop playing A now.
We're losing, way too many.
Let's go. When you contest,
Player streaks.
One bar in heaven.
Let's set up kills, we can go on the side.
Dark's is bar.
No, one tree, one shot, really one shot.
Nice. Watch heaven.
Two heaven. When you...
Couldn't get it.
All right, now things not looking as bright. They definitely didn't sound as bright as you would have liked, but nonetheless, it is going to be 2 rounds in a row for Exabyte. Are we trying to knock on a reverse sweep door? Is that what's happening here in our... This is our first or second series of the day?
The second.
Yeah. Second. Oh, where was I at in the first one? Oh, that's right, I had internet issues. Never mind. Second series of the day, bro. It's been a cluster.
Yeah, we all forgot about it. Don't worry, you're good.
Yeah. It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Yeah, so far a 2-0 lead going in favor of good old Exabyte, like you mentioned, knocking on Combat's door. That is going to be Karma using that Pred missile. They got plenty of different utility available, getting plenty of kills, plenty of time over at Bravo. The only one trying to sort of defend that way is Cry, but through the wall gets executed by Caesar. My goodness, that's the aggression we love to see. And it's not only the weapons, it's not only the score streaks, it's also the operators that 4 out of 5 players have available on the side of Exabyte. Let me tell you, I think they're gonna go for the 3-0 victory over here, and I think they are more than capable of doing so.
Yeah, let's go ahead and dive down. I need to see how the comms sound for the boys over at Exabyte. They could close it out if Lucky could just hit this last shot real fun. All right, I can sleep well at night knowing that he got that kill. We're gonna go ahead and dive in for a second listen, and this time around it's gonna be with Exabyte. Can they close it out 3-0? We'll find out.
Buddy, don't push kitchen. Just Caesar misses P5. No way, look, I saw it.
Kitchen, bro. Mano, serio.
No puse medio. One laundry, Loki, laundry.
Misses low. Guys, misses one dead. One money, I think, or something.
Detrás laundry.
Nobody basketball. Heaven. Nice. I have I use my basketball.
All right, there. We don't need to hear anymore. It's already over with, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading to a game 4. The fight is still alive here, and it's spicy as hell. We're heading over to another hard point. Get the brooms out. We're going to practice our reverse sweep. Still spooky season. Gil, what a way to turn a series around. You kind of get lopsided in the surge. You kind of look lost and without any kind of strategy at some point. You managed to keep it close. The hard point was pretty similar as well.
Very rough.
But that control was anything but a... but a poor, execution. That was just, I'm still lost for words. That was just a 3-0, and it wasn't even close. Sheesh!
And the thing that I'm most surprised about is how much of a great time the fellas over at Exabyte were having, right? Because, of course they were focused on the game, but, they were overall enjoying themselves. And, that was definitely the sort of mentality that they needed. We saw them sort of nervous kind of situation when he was on hardpoint over there. Of course, we don't get a chance to listen to the side of Search and Destroy, but I'm guessing that it could have been a similar situation while here over there on control. They were communicating, they were having a great time, and most importantly, they were winning heavily onto the side of CDM. And like you mentioned, that is a 3-0 going their way. We got a game number 4. And I'm really, really excited to see what's coming upon us. I don't know what changed on the side of Exabyte, but it worked tremendously in their way. Absolutely. So now, they got a second chance onto hardpoint, this time on standoff. So anything's up for business. I did mention that they needed that sort of mentality to dream of a comeback, and that first step has been conceived for.
No, they have, and they did it in a convincing fashion. They didn't let it linger on. They didn't, drop the ball in one. As a matter of fact, that first round was just a true testament of how much they wanted to win this series and make a comeback happen. You take a look at that first round, HBC had 9 kills within, like, the first minute, and B hadn't even been captured yet. So to regroup and regain after being kind of tossed into the HBC blender, and then on top of that, win, just ridiculous.
Right?
Just ridiculous. I mean, they bounced back huge in that first round, and they never looked back. So right now, it's all about this hard point. You got to forget what happened in the control as well as the search and the hard point for both teams, and you got to focus on what's going to work here now. Of course, if the side of Exabyte somehow, some way pull us to a Game 5, you see it up on your screen, we're going to end on some pretty classic maps. Firing range, search and destroy to cap it off. I am dying to see a Game 5 here.
Well, we don't have to wait for too long to get that true answer. Is there or is there not going to be a Game 5? We're about to see what the deal is. Hard point on standoff, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 4. You gotta love to see it. Exabyte refusing to give up. The side of Zidium hoping to clutch this one up on a 3-1 fashion. Let's figure out what the deal is going to be as we push forward for point number 1. And I want to go with none other than HBC. I want to see what my boy has to offer to us in game number 4 at the beginning. So far, no kills, and actually going to be spotted by the offensive side of the opponents. A bit of evenly fight distribution, at least as the initial 15 seconds have been.
Yeah, there we go. A little scrappy in P1, a little bit of clarity here for the Zidium. They have a game plan. They got to execute it to a T, and right now they're looking pretty good here in P1. As a matter of fact, they have accumulated a ton of kills. Right now it's 6 for Greasy. We talked about slow starts. Ain't no slow starts here in standoff on me. He's 6 deep, and he's got a Goliath. It's already looking like it might be a banger for him, so Jazz trying to end the reign of terror, but, I mean, the damage is done. The streaks are there. The Pred was already burned. The Pocket Goliath is getting set up here for P2. It looks like it could be a little bit of an early takeoff. Maybe not.
Sir.
Nope.
Ooh, I mean, they're rotating on the side of... Jesus Christ. They're rotating on the side of Zidium, trying to get some control here over on the factory. What's that?
Oh, it's just they got clean wiped almost instantly before that point even got.
Oh, they're all out. True.
Yeah, it's big. The turnarounds here for Exabyte have been on point, but it is going to be your point man and Greasy Gracie slipping his way right back into it. So he's a pest. He's a problem. He's going to be dealt with though. Top side not going to be controlled. Hard point number 2. It is going to be the side of Exabyte scrapping it back up into it now. 30 seconds left to scrap for as I see it. Time is certainly going to be of the essence. Do you invest a lot for this break, or do you send one demon? And it looks like they opted to send one demon, and that demon was HBC. He finds one, he drops, and now it's the early rotation over to P2 or P3, where Big Blue might we see that Goliath come down to play. Greasy, it sure might look like it is ready to play.
Might be ready to play right now. Everybody going onto the blue house. The Goliath is out for business. Caesar trying to do a little bit of damage, but of course doesn't want to get overexposed himself in this situation. But let's see, Greasy. Let's see how much damage you can do with this thing. They're shooting to you through the walls. You gotta push for it, and he does, but not before taking more than half HP damage there. Yet again through the wall, receiving so much pain, so much damage. Doing a fantastic job to get rid of this big chunky metal boy. They're trying to get that kill as quickly as possible. Lucky just dangling around finds that kill, and that is going to be the retake going in favor of Exabyte. Lucky immediately going on the inside of the point. Let's see for how long he can stay alive. HBC begins to push. Lucky still alive, getting the help from that trophy system as well as his allies. Great job there to, well, make the break about halfway through and then get the scrap time as well. That is well executed push by the hands of Exabyte. As everybody's rotating now onto the next kill, there was Karma trying to take them out with a claw, which, you know, only got a single kill for him. But that could be more than enough, as Jazz is there to help get the clear path for the side of Exabyte again.
Yeah, there goes the spray and pray right down the staircase. Surely pray to the right ones because the kill does come through. Caesar trying to get the hop up. Hey, no way you pass it here, my friend. 3 trying to make the breach on the south side of the map. It is going to be Exabyte knocking on the back door. Can they get in? Lucky trying to wait for the teammates, the cavalry, to go through in the troves. They are absolutely baffled that there's another claw in the vicinity, and it's HBC who's going to be coming through and cleared it out. 15 on board. Talk about Greasy Gracie being electrifying here in this hardpoint. Well, he streaked up early, and that's absolutely massive, but HBC has been bread and butter all day long. 99 to 89, it is going to be the 100-point mark here for Zidium. They're trying to close it out in 4. Couldn't do it in 3. Obviously, it was a bloodbath. Break comes through. It is going to be shut down, though. Lucky trying his luck in the water. He's just going to wait for the transition. So, after a first few set of hills, 1 full rotation through. Oh, Lucky get dumpstered. Feints are nasty with it. It's going to be 115-89, and Gil, I'm going to be honest with you, this is closer than it should be. I felt like that Goliath maybe play for an early setup on P2, and you don't have to worry about, you know, wall bangs being as relevant in that top blue area. Maybe a little bit of a misplay, but, I mean, who's the judge? It got the job done. It got, like, what, 30 seconds off of it? Can't really complain after that, right?
Wow. Yeah, definitely. They maybe could have tried to juice that one up a little bit more, but definitely doing a lot of great job. Opportunity for them nonetheless, as we are back onto P1 reset. 30 seconds are left. Lucky's the one inside with the help of his allies trying to survive, but the push from HBC was quite strong. HBC immediately getting knocked out. The next one to push is Cry. Cry is down. Yet again, Exabyte fighting back like you mentioned, fighting neck to neck, not really taking a huge advantage whatsoever on any of the 2 sides so far. The only one alive there is Feints. Feints trying to survive now. Gonna be using that RPG, and he does get that kill, but I also feel like he got himself killed as well. The one pushing now onto Factory is there. Such chaos, such a chaotic environment. Every single place that you go to, you're not going to be surviving for too long because of how many bullets are just rambling about every single square meter inside of this map.
Yeah, there it goes. Pure fire blends into souls of the players over at Zidium. We're going to see how clean the comms now are. As the break looking promising here for the boys over at Zidium. We're going to go ahead and buckle up for our first listen, and it is going to be with none other than Zidium Gaming.
Hi, that's he head.
Watch back alley, watch back alley.
Back factory. Coming back.
One more side, pushing top.
Nice. Go next.
3 guys, they all spawn gas.
No, one is pushing mid, One is pushing mid.
Go in face, nice.
The mid.
It's good.
I'm putting galactic.
One mid.
I'm gonna go tractor.
Mid just.
Nice.
Such a great execution here for the boys over at Zidium. Derek's trying to get the yoink. He's going to get shut down. The kill's coming through. It is going to be Zidium with the upper hand rolling into this P4 objective, but this Goliath is one shot. We saw how much of an impact it had on Big Blue earlier. I don't think it's going to have anywhere close to that. The wall bangs galore. Karma making it rain. The Holger is a beast. It's a problem. And in his hands, it is like... I mean, Arthur to what's that sword? Forget about it. He's a massive force to be reckoned with that Holger, but it's not going to be enough for a break. It is going to be Zidium still with the upper hand. And Gil, this one's starting to get a little out of hand.
And it is 50 points lead, almost going in favor of Zidium. They are finally getting the advantage that we were hoping for. Although that Goliath was not necessarily the key part of this situation, it's still going to be going their way nonetheless. Not only that, but HBC has already rotated onto the market area. Problem is that there's multiple people pushing at the same time onto him. They are on his toes and eventually gets knocked by Jazz. Jazz and company are trying to clear this one up, and it's just so important for Exabyte to do so. Let's see if they can do it. Oh no, Etsy with a surprise push will clear the path to the initial hold, and his allies are there to help him out. That is going to be the clear path onto at least 200 points, and eventually try to ram up onto some more. They're trying to get inside with a claw, trying to go with some damage through those walls, but the Purifier is there to defend. The Purifier is there to stay. They finally get the break, and they truly hit it on the hands of Exabyte, but this game is so close to the end that I think we should go do the second listening of this match.
I can't see him, bro, in smoke.
I don't see.
Market.
Wait, safe.
Okay, stop playing next, guys.
Yeah, one grind, garden.
Uno is down,
1 mid.
Don't pick F, still low.
Next.
Mid. This guy playing for his kills mid.
In top market.
Blue and red.
One daily, guys, blue one. He's push garden now.
En el muro, he's going gas.
Alright, things not going any way of Exabyte at the moment. It's 2:22 and counting for Zidium. They're trying to get the 3-1. They might just do it here with a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a motion towards this P1 objective. A little bit of a contest here for Jazz, but he's short-lived. It is one shot as he was. And Gil, I gotta say, things were starting to look a little good for Exabyte, but that P4 was a curveball.
Yeah, they were not able to hit back as strong as they should have. In here, Etsy may have gotten taken down, but HBC, with his liver of health still alive, trying to push them back, getting a couple of kills. These are trying to get inside. Only 6 seconds are needed, and the retake is gonna come through. The retake here, Koma trying to defend, will be able to do so. They're already moving on to the factory. They know they can make it happen in here. They can make it happen inside of this P2 retake. They're gonna go for that kill onto Jazz. Jazz getting a knock before getting eliminated himself. Now through the wall, Derox is trying to make some damage, but Derox's body is not only about the kills, it's not only about the execution of the opponent. You gotta make sure that they're not getting any more seconds. That's exactly what they're gonna be getting with that kill by Cry with a double kill. Oh my god, no one can get inside of here. That is gonna be the victory going in favor of Zidium. They struggle like crazy, uncontrolled, but back at it again. When it comes down to hardpoint, it seems like it was only a mixed feeling on the control game mode itself. The boys, the players over at Zidium, were ready to roll over the opponents yet again on the hard point that, although started quite close between the two of them, like you said it, that curveball was just too hot for the members over at Exabyte.
Yeah, when you swing and whiff, bro, of course you're going to fall shy. 250 to 165, well shy of making this one close towards the end. It was a gap that could not be bridged. Going into that P3 Big Blue rotation, you saw the Goliath come down, and that was like the least of the worries for Exabyte. They had way more to deal with. The players over at Zidium, they were just not giving them anything to work with. Retakes just not on point, P3, P4 alike. Zidium's going to take the upper hand, a 3-1. They're going to close out this series in 4. What a little bit of a treat we got to handle there, but man, sad to see this one end in 4. Would have loved to see a Search or Destroy. Maybe we would have seen a little bit of a different performance, but when you start off on the wrong fort, of course it's going to be difficult for you to get right back into the swing of things, right? That is primarily what we had on hand for Exabyte. They make their debut under the org name. They don't quite live up to the expectations of what this roster is capable of. So, with that being said, we're going to take it back to the host desk, where we are going to be joined by someone who could talk a lot better than I can, because today, vocabulary, words, everything just comes out of my mouth, and I'm just like, oh, bro, ridiculous. I can't even put a well-rounded sentence together. Can you help me out, Deanna?
I can say that I go through that every day, so you know, but I'm gonna try. Obviously, we did saw these 4 games. I was very excited because during this Mayhem season, right, both teams Exabyte and Zidium had amazing games, and I was very excited for this matchup. Actually, I was expecting to a 5th game, to be honest, but we are happy with 4-2. We did have an amazing hardpoint and a very good start. We're talking about the hardpoint, right? We started with a good lead on the side of Xitium, but then we had the P4 that actually opened with a Goliath, so we did had a good start, as I said, for Xitium, but as I remember, it kinda get destroyed very fast. Overall, the P3 was such a good heal for Exabyte, and even if it was good, it was not enough because Xitium came in with the win. While in the S&D, Takeoff is not such a nice map. I don't know, it's for me not, but both teams did such a good job on it, right? We did had a close game, and the most important thing, we did had an overtime, and that is something that I like to see, especially here. We did had good sides for both teams. Overall, it was a pretty close S&D with good kills and good clutch. Going into the control, it was clean. It was a 3-0 clean on the side of Exabyte. They had the control, they had the spawn, they had everything under control, and they managed to win. And then coming into the hardpoint, well, we had a close start, right? But Greasy got the Goliath very early at the P3. But the retake coming in the meantime. As he opened the P1 reset with the Pride, managed to get a lead, and they took that lead and didn't let it go. They just gained and gained more points, were first on the most of the hard points, managed to get the spawns early, and once again, when we had the last P3 reset, once again we did had a Goliath on the side of Xitium, and the fun fact didn't hold it much. Okay, that was something that I saw. Neither both of them held it very much, but managed to got the win of the series, and we did had a 4-1. Overall, it was an amazing matchup.
Well, it's only going to get better from here, right? I mean, that 4-game spread, we're going to get to probably not match a 4-game spread from the next series, but we're going to get the debut of none other than who? Who is it that plays next?
I2K versus Stamina Esports.
Oh boy, let's go! Stamina making the debut here at Mobile Mayhem. They're no strangers to this scene though, so they've been in EU before. But now it's with a team that could arguably be one of the best in EU representing in Stage 5. So a lot at stake, a lot for grabs, and obviously they're back into the swing of things. We're going to get back in the swing of things too after this word from COD Mobile and a short intermission. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. It's our marquee matchup of the night following the marquee matchup of the night. So we got bangers back to back. We'll see you here shortly.
Hi guys, and welcome back. This was a short break, obviously, because we are ready for the third game of tonight. It's gonna be I2K versus Stamina Esports. And also, a quick reminder, if you did not catch the first two games of tonight of the series, right, you should go and check Verdict's YouTube channel, because he gonna actually post it after the broadcast, so you should sub to him and check him out. He always posting every broadcast there, so if you miss any of them, you can go and check it there. And also, if you're a sub here on Trovo, you can already check it after the broadcast. But yeah, I2K versus Stamina Esports. Geomania, any predictions for this matchup?
Any predictions? I honestly think that Stamina is gonna have an upper hand, but I think they still should be cautious because of the map rotation that we're gonna get. We haven't talked about it just yet, but I do believe that they gotta be aware that it isn't an easy team to go up against. Yeah, they are one of the strongest teams on the league right now, but still, a surprise could happen if they are not cautious enough. So I'm expecting close matchups, if I'm being honest.
How about you, Verdict?
I wish that close matchups were in the forecast for this series. I think this one's going to be a blowout. I think this is going to be, even with the roster that we see Stamina putting together today, we've got balance in the swing of things. We've got Drari out. So it's not your core five. I still feel like this is just going to be, you know, another day at the gym and they're just lifting light weights. Now I'm saying that because, of course, you still got to go to the gym. You've got to go in. You've got to pump the iron. Of course, it's not as much as what you're used to. It's just so much more about getting that technique down and whatever reps you can get in, as many as possible. So I don't think this one's going to get past to game 3. I think we're going to see a game 3 come through that, you know, hardpoint really is going to determine how the pace of this matchup is going to be, but I could see Stamina controlling each and every facet of the game.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I can go over the maps very fast. Okay, we are starting with a hardpoint on takeoff, followed by an S&D on standoff. Then we're gonna have a control on Hacienda. If we're gonna get the 4th game, it's gonna be a hardpoint on Summit. And if we're gonna get the 5th game, it's gonna be an S&D on Raid. We do have a Purifier and Annihilator band, and also Fighting Range and Slums too.
Beautiful, lovely ladies and gentlemen, you know what that means. It's the last call for any COD mobile games tonight. I was going to say last call for alcohol, but let's be real. It's way too early to be drinking today for us, right, Gil? I mean, it's literally like almost 3:30 my time. We're literally on the same like time zone, right? Except for when... Yeah, at any rate, I'm babbling, I'm ranting. We're in the thick of it. It's takeoff. It's a stadium reskin. And this one can be a blender if you allow it. And I'm expecting Stamina to toss I2K with their sweet and cool logo that they have into the blender of death. As soon as I say that, I think Candy is frying right now. Hot damn.
Right? I was also expecting Candy, and Jesus Christ, frying with those 4 kills so far, going for the 5th one and getting it right there, pushing for some more. Problem is that it's not truly translating onto OVJ time, but oh my goodness. Still looking for trouble right now, looking for kill number 7, gonna get it like it's nothing, just cutting through the opponents like it is butter, and a hot knife Fred missile gonna be used a few points away from getting enough for a Goliath, and also does not have the hunter killer drone, instead has that PM available. Oh my goodness, that is gonna be 9 in a row if you take in consideration that Fred missile. But the problem remains, like, yeah, you're getting plenty of kills, but the squad is not actually translating that onto OVJ time, right?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, kills and hardpoint, I mean, they're great to have, but they're not a necessity. You got to play the objective. The streak is finally going to be stopped. It is going to be balanced, able to take out a very, very high-action start for Candy. 10 kills on board, can't deny that. Nonetheless, the Goliath is something that Stamina will have to, you know, deal with in the background. Candy is still on a bit of a tear, and it's just like post-Halloween, right? I mean, sure, you indulged a little bit in some kills, but I mean, what do you got to show for it other than maybe some cavities? Maybe, oh, there it goes. It's a claw. He's already right there locking up some more streaks and some more time, but it is going to be bolt denied, and Stamina right back on the hill.
That's right, with things under control, doesn't matter how many kills Candy got. What only matters is the time you got on point, and that is gonna be 60 plus going in favor of Stamina, ramming up those few extra scrap seconds. The rotation is gonna be dealt quite early by the hands of I2K. Let's see for how long they can defend themselves, though. The one pushing there is Grizz with that Sparrow. Finds a kill, goes for the double and gets it, but not before getting himself killed. Doesn't matter too much. The next one to push is Gafila. Gafila here gonna find one. Gonna go for two, but Boom is gonna say no. Boom still alive with his liver of health, but although the rotation was really, really well executed, the defense is not something that they were capable of actually following through for the time being. The control is not there. Snark is trying to push inside. Snark here gonna find a double kill. Let's see if they can get it into the mix. Let's see if they can get it. No, Gathela with a Sparrow. Verdict. It hurts. It hurts to see them try so hard. But it's not nearly possible for them to break through at the end.
No, it is. And I mean, right now you're trying to bank on maybe a Goliath miracle. Well, I mean, at this point, a Goliath can only, you know, edge you closer to a bridge in this gap, but he can't completely do it. It's damn near 110 points at the moment, and it's only getting worse. And bad thing is, Stamina, they're kind of OP at playing objective, right? They have only given you, not even scrap throw, you're fighting for literal crumbs at the table. This is, I mean, not a failing effort, but it is just something that, I mean, like I said, you're going to be tossed into the blender. You're going to be tested, and right now, I2K, they are not passing. This is an F in the book so far in these first 4 rotations. It is looking brutal, and it is not looking like it's going to get any better. Again, we mentioned the Pocket Goliath for Candy, but, I mean, when you're down by 120 points, there's only so little a Goliath can do.
And not only that, but think about the fact that even if Candy uses it on the right timing, for how long that's gonna survive? So far, I don't think that would be for too long, because yeah, you may be able to throw your own trophy system, but if your allies are not close enough to actually help you make it survive against those grenades, against those RPGs, I don't know how much value you can take off of it right now. That's the longest time continues that we've seen them have things under control, but as soon as I say that, there is once again the retake going in favor of Stamina. A few extra juicy seconds for them as they are ramping up more and more of an advantage, over 130 points going their way. And right now, we're only back onto P1, and they are more than halfway through getting the points that they need to get the dub in here.
Yeah, I gotta correct the statement I made earlier. I said that Icy was gonna be tossed into the blender. I was wrong. This is a meat grinder, bro. This is just brutal. This is taking him to the butcher shop and just letting him have at it right now. His Stamina coming through on top with a damn near 8 times the amount of points that the opposing team has. This is a brutal one. Again, I mentioned it, the objective play to a T. You got Narcs, who is kind of just crispy flying throughout the map with the XPR, and he's sitting on 17. Lobby leader is going to be Grizz, though, the Madman. I think he might have tweaked his sensitivity. I don't think I've ever seen bro flick as hard as he has today. When he has those secondaries in play, the Deagles, they're just nasty. Right now, Boom is trying to hide for their life. You can run, you can hide. You can't do either. He's going to gun you down in cold blood. Oh, my God. You see, he damn near turns on Candy, too, bro. Those are the kind of shots that turned me on. That was a beauty of a flick. Nonetheless, he's going to get shut down. And all jokes aside, it's a 130-point advantage. And it's just continuing to get worse and worse.
That's right, we are now on to P2 once again, trying to get inside his Candy yet again with a claw, finding a couple extra kills with it, but eventually getting knocked to the ground by the hands of Stamina. Greasy Mule pushing inside. We got plenty of players with 20 plus kills going their way. Not a single bit of chance opening for the hands of Icy. They're trying to get inside once again. Snark is gonna push through and do so. 30 seconds left, which could result on some good timing, but the spawns are quite close onto that area for the hands of Stamina. Hunter Killer Drone will be used as well. Once again, we see some control by the hands of I2K. I just realized that Marvel is using the ICR. Like, I've been looking at him for quite a while now, but I just now realized the weapon that he's using.
I've never seen the ICR geometry. Was that something that was released recently, or how old is that? I've seen the Type 25. I've seen the XPR. I've seen a handful of others, but I've never seen the ICR one. This has got to be a first time for me in competitive play. Surely enough, some bullets are going to be eaten his way. Candy, just as sweet as those first 10 kills that came through. Unfortunate for them is they have not been able to get this glide down. They have not been able to establish any kind of map control. The team has suffered tremendously. And, I mean, when you're tossed into the pits with a demon such as Stamina, of course you're going to find your way in a little bit of struggle light. So let's see if they can dig themselves out. Finally, a little bit of hill time in P2, and it's a good connection over to P3. How long will it last, though? We're going to go ahead and dive in for what could be the only time that is salvageable for Illicit in with ICI2K.
One main JC on right.
Main one shore stairs.
We need to play near, guys.
You need to go near.
Play near. I still got my point.
One on point, going top.
One top blue.
Top red.
Someone go top red. One top blue already. One near.
One limits.
I'm gonna call my goalie, guys.
Medic.
I'm calling my goalie.
Friendly
got
access.
one
Incoming. We've taken the lead.
Oh, sir.
Dead.
Oh, good.
Oh, you should have traced.
One stairs, top stairs.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw that one coming from a mile away. I started to look at the streaks at what was available for the side of the Stamina, and surely, I mean, Gatella from the top rope of Red. I mean, perfect timing. Waits for the Goliath to clear the trophy system, and surely enough, I mean, one blast of the Preddy, and the Goliath is yoinked. Or not yoinked, but it's deaded. That was tough.
Only less than 10 seconds are needed here, and that is going to be the control they need in here. Trying to push inside. There's Candy getting executed, deleted by Balance, who may not be on the starting 5 usually, but right now with 26 kills, that's more than enough for the side of Stamina to roll over the opponents. And although we saw Candy get like, what, 14 kills on the first, I want to say minute and a half, after that, after the entirety of that game, you know, it was just downhill. Of course, didn't do so bad, you know, 30 kills to 25 for Candy, but the reality is that when you got players going like Raj with 16 to 35, you got Snark 16 to 29, you're gonna struggle, right? You are gonna struggle. You may be trying to go for those kills, but if you are not collapsing onto the point as well as your enemies are, we've seen the results, fellas. 250 onto not even triple digits, only 86 seconds for the side of I2K.
Oh boy. I mean, I've heard of giving the team the cold shoulder, but I mean, Stamina just... Boy, that was a brutal hardpoint. I mean, of course you had Candy, who you mentioned was popping off. But even when you've got a Goliath that, you know, it's your last-ditch effort, it really was the last-ditch. You drop it on the ground, and sure enough, it got blown to smithereens as soon as it touched ground. It was just a massive outplayed from Stamina, as I mentioned. It was a solid affair early on. They established dominance in the control and the point. They racked up nearly 130-point advantage within the first 4 rotations. And then we get the second set of hills, and things just never seem to get better. And obviously, this is a Stage 5 ready team. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. They are just sharpening their tools. So, I mentioned it earlier. I still think and believe this is going to be a 3-0. But I'm looking for, you know, any kind of upsets and surprises around the corner. So, Stamina take an early advantage, as, you know, they normally would. ICI2K, they got to strike here in the Search and Destroy. This is definitely going to be an uphill battle for them.
Yeah, absolutely. That 1-0 was, to most of the extent of the word, expected to be going in favor of Stamina. I2K, for a second, I definitely felt like they could have done better. I don't know if necessarily win this game, because it's really, really hard to defeat a team as strong as Stamina is. But definitely could have had some better rotations, some better defenses being dealt with. But, well, we're now moving on to Search and Destroy, which means, you know, a different pace of game. Of course, opens more room for you to keep it cool, keep it together, make sure that the team is playing as a whole and not necessarily just bouncing around as best as they can, playing around with the spawns as they did on takeoff. But, well, let's wait and see. They will be on the defensive side first, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Remember, fellas, it is some search and destroy on standoff. So, we'll have to wait and see. I hope that they can take as much value off of the precision weapons, the snipers, maybe the assault rifles at a distance, because against stamina and against some of their playstyle that they like to play with on their side, it can be tricky, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Look at that aggressiveness by Grizz, already behind 2 enemies, but gets spotted at the end. The call out was made. Snark takes that knock, then Narks answers back with a sniper. Bomb has already been planted over at Bravo. What in the world is going on in here? Jesus Christ. 1-for-1 kills are going to be traded. Godzilla pushing for more, and with a headshot. Well executed. Boom. JC takes down Marvel, keeping it together, keeping it close. 30 seconds left. Raj over here trying to push for more, trying to get a kill. With the help of JC, we'll find one. But then from behind, there's Godzilla this round, going as fast as it can. Pretty much everybody dying at the same time. Something's going on at every single second in this map so far in this initial round. Snark is going to get a kill. JC going to take another one. Bomb will be defused. There's just about enough time.
Oh boy, I was watching. I was like, that was a great round. And then at the end, I saw JC shooting his teammate. And I was like, oh, I almost lost it right there. I had to keep composure. Hell of a round. A retake, absolutely spicy. Narks gets dealt with. Godzilla, even though he picked up 2 in the round, couldn't pick up any more. And well, Icy making it look pretty dang spicy so far. The push for Grizz. Yo, man, you gotta be stopped. You gotta stop being these one and dones or none and dones before you go. I mean, I want to get more gameplay footage of you, but I also don't want to catch you from dying from, you know, your perspective. I want to watch it from somebody else's. Nark's gonna be able to seal one. Marvel's gonna be able to catch another. Candy didn't see it coming. Oh! Gets dumped. Wrong. Narks gets trash canned. But it is Balance who's going to have the last laugh, and that's going to be the round. Man, you see that one shot? It was a hit marker, then Candy just the flicks, bro. Absolutely deleted Narks.
Yeah, nasty kill over there. Unfortunately, was just not enough. If the entirety of the team was dead and all of your enemies were already collapsing on your character. Right now, well, first kill for Candy. Boom. Gonna initiate off. Oh my god, a kill with a nade. And no, what in the world just happened?
14 seconds.
14.
World record.
Oh, yeah, 14 seconds, right? Oh my goodness. I mean, two grenade kills and then everybody dying at the same time. What else is there to say? Someone was saying a 7-0. No shot, buddy. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's take it away, Brilliant.
Oh, take it to the way here. My takeaway from that last round was it was over before it began. Right now, we've got a little bit of danger in enemy territory. Rushing right through the middle of the map, trying to get right through the cracks, but it's Grizz, the madman, finding the 2 blooded out in the middle of the streets. Marvel's going to be able to find JC. Snark, I don't know what you were looking at, bro, but the Oblivion is not the objective. Minute 30 on the clock, 1 player left standing. Balance trying to get this bomb plant down. Doesn't need to. It's Godzilla from top blue. And quick rounds, back and forth we go. It is going to be tied 2-2. And some unorthodox plays from both teams. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of these things just seem to pan out better. And, you know, it sometimes, I don't know. It's definitely not RNG, but it feels like, hey, who's going to have the better shots this round? You know, who's going to have the better luck? But last round, it was Stamina. The round before that, it was Icy. Right now, it's looking like another Stamina round. Oh!
More grenade kills, but this time going in favor of Stamina, leading to... No, wait. No, yet again in favor of... I just realized that the cartography is on the wrong side. Just letting you guys know over there on the admin side. And, well, Snark is left alone in a 1v2. Let's see how much he can do for the squad. Bomb, of course, has not been planted, and I'm not too sure if they know where the bomb is at. Currently just hiding in the inside of gas station. Rotating all the way around, all the way across. Trying to surprise the enemies in a way. Var hasn't spotted someone. He's going to hear that they caught onto the explosive device. He decides to check over on B. No one. Bomb has been planted, but he knows where probably both of them are going to be at, and he begins the adventure that is pushing on to 2 angry stamina members, those being Narcs and Marvel. Some pre-fire here, not going to find anyone. There you go, takes a kill to Narcs. That is really, really well executed. Turns that situation into a 1v1, coming from behind and through the wall. There's Marvel shooting at the enemy, gets a few shots onto Snark, who's defusing the bomb! Marvel, buddy! Oh my god!
What? Why did he stop?
I thought he was gonna commit to it. Why did he stop? Okay, he goes back into it, but I think that's too late. What? Did Marvel? I'm so confused. Why he stopped defusing, and how he still managed to defuse nonetheless? What?
You gotta blame Narcs on that one, man. Whoever planted that bomb was, oh wait, was it Marvel?
That was awful.
Oh, was it Marvel or Narcs?
I got no clue.
It doesn't matter. They both take Fs in my book. Right now, Narcs gonna open up with some redemption. It's gonna be the nade shot from halfway across the map. Jace and Candy now the last one's alive. Jace's dropped. Candy, can you go home big in this last round on the defense? Nope, it's defense op from Godzilla. He's gonna be able to get the kill. And, I mean, we've had some record time Search and Destroy, games played, but rounds here have been short, crisp, and to the point. Up close and personal is Grizz with 7. He's trying to get as far into the map as he can before he drops. I'm going to be on board with him off the rip as he's ripping right through the middle of the map. He's trying to cut him from each angle, but it's Rush who's going to be able to get the shots in. Shark, everything's just happening so fast. I can't even keep up. The Fiend is just so immaculate. Balancing Narcs, the last 2 alive. 4v2. The 2v4 making a 1v4 is cheeky kill from Jace. Balance, bro! We'll talk about it. We didn't see it. Didn't happen. Bombs down. 38 seconds on the clock.
Sorry, we didn't see it. We only saw that the kill actually got through at the end, but here in a 1v3 will go to get one more without realizing, buddy, it's not going to be an easy one. Jace is the one to clutch it up at the end. And surprisingly enough, once again, the advantage goes in favor of I2K. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the exact situation that I was thinking about when I was talking at the beginning. I was, of course, dealing with a moment of, stamina is always the strongest thing in these sort of situations, but they gotta be cautious, and so far they are sort of struggling in a few of these rounds. In here, they're gonna get a kill by the hands of Balance, but then gets knocked out by Candy. Rush knocks down. Jace answers back immediately. The 2-for-2 trades turns this into a 3 versus 3. The bomb is on the ground and will be taken into the power hand of Candy. Boom, finding another kill onto Narcs. Candy pushing for more. The one in here is going to be none other than Marvel. Marvel hasn't spotted the enemy that is right around the corner. Just patiently waiting to see if he can get a snipe in there. He's going to get concussed. Not going to get killed, but he's going to open up the space for the bomb to be planted right now, and that is exactly what Candy is doing. That is going to be 45 seconds on the clock, where Godzilla and Marvel got to work together and try to find a way to defuse this bomb, because if not, that could get tricky against them.
It's tricky. It's tricky. Oh, it's not tricky. There it goes. Godzilla going to be the ice. Jace, 2 players left standing. Boom with the slide peek. Challenge. Never stood a chance. We'll see you next round, homie. Candy, we'll see if he can go big here. 2 players left to stand. Never stood a chance. Body shots coming through. Stamina here to play. They're going to be able to tie it back just like that. The power of control here in this Search and Destroy. With one swing of the gunny, could go in their favor at any time they want it. Just know they hold that power. Icy going to be able to file short, but it was a better executed round than we've seen against Stamina team, formerly Animus. Obviously, this team is well known for their Search and Destroy establishment. They have probably been the pinnacle of EU for Search and Destroy, icons. Right now, it's Icy with Boom coming through with a 2-piece. That's going to open up the floodgates onto this A site. Recipe for disaster, or maybe they're just trying to make it a little more dramatic. Boom. Still in the same spot. I'll catch you lacking, Narc says. He's going to be able to take down one, but in the midst of all that action, it is going to be Jace finding one as well. So, Narcs and Godzilla in a 2v4 retake. 33 seconds on the clock. Godzilla back against the wall. Topside Granny's shots are crispy. He's going to be able to find another, and here comes the push.
Here comes push. Ooh, Norks with that Deagle finds that headshot onto Snark. The Phil helping him out, take Candy down. That is Rush left alone. And with Norks still playing with that Deagle with that .50 GS. Scarlet Vengeance. The kill comes through. The defusal will be by the hands of Gathila, who did not respect the last kill deal. If you get that last kill, you should be defusing. But you know, Snarks, it's kind of the latest slide. Once again, like you mentioned, it seems like Stamina wanting to close this one up now, going their way, and they are going to turn it around in their favor. 5-4, we're going to start round at number 10. Through the smoke, there's going to be a lot of aggression coming the way onto I2KC here as they plant the bomb now.
Yeah, that's going to put a little bit of pressure on the clock. Marvel's going to eat a bullet from Boom, who has been just golden here in the later portion of this game, but it's the 4v4 retake here for the defense. Got plenty of action through courtyard. It's going to be the headshot found. Boom's going to be dealt with, and that's pretty much all you need to do, right? No, there's 3 more players there. Make it 2. Gathila going to be clearing off the side effectively. Candy going big, but Candy gets shut down. Rushes with the doof. Giving some shots. Oh, baby! The Master of Snakes, man, he snaked it out into the end game. And that's going to be another tied round. It is going in favor of Icy I2K, and baby, we are still into the thick of it. Stamina trying to shut it out. Trying to take us to game 3 in 2-0 fashion, but Icy, man, I gotta say, there is a lot of spice on this team, man. I love the chemistry. I love the vibes. I love the fact that they're able to stay on top even through the face of adversity. As right now, this adversity, as Balance is going to be able to find one, but that is it for Stamina. Marvel now, it's a 1v4 clutch. What's the old saying? Clutch or kick?
The bomb has been planted.
Oh, Marvel in a 1v4. It's going to be quite a situation for him to be at. Like, oh my god, Jace always in the thick of it. Finds kill number... What was that? Kill number 10 or something? Not
10?
too bad
Yeah,
for
10
him,
to be
huh?
exact. Hey, not too bad for
Look
the
at
rookie,
that.
right?
And I gotta be honest, I never even realized that Rash was using the R9, but, you know, since to work out when he needed it, that is the map point going in favor of I2K. Let's see if they can close it up. Now Marvel finds the first blood onto Rash. Grace is playing as aggressive as he can be, as he's already on the inside of Broken. He's gonna be pushing for more, finds a kill, goes for the double, takes it. Likes is taking Candy off of the hands of I2K, and Narcs is the one to finish them all off with a headshot onto Jace, taking all of us onto some juicy overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, baby, it's juicy. It is absolutely plump with upset, right? Well, I see they've been able to put up 6. Who says they can't take 2 in a row here? Stamina's got to intervene. They got to find a way to take down this well-orchestrated rookie team. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's some players that we're familiar with, but a majority of them are going to be completely new to the scene. Right now, it's Boom, who's coming through massive. In the later portions of these games have been very clutch. Marvel, though, when he is hot, bro, is hard to take down. Jace catches a wall bang to the face. Marvel might be able to catch the shots there. The flicks have been crispy. He's waiting for the push over. Oh, is he going to take things in his own hands? He's trying to line it up. The wall bang has to be on point. Can't go for a hit marker. And surely enough, the whiff. No connection. Gathila. Now the snipe's in hand as well. Marvel still hard peeking this angle. And 2 players are right on the other side of that objective. So you got to pick your poison right now. It's 2 players trying to take on 3. And with a little under a minute left to go, they're going to have to make a move here in a moment. See if they can get any kind of opening kill to alleviate some of this pressure. But with the way that Icy I2K is playing it, it's rather difficult to make something happen. The head's going to be spotted there for Marvel. It is going to be Boom. Still living it up on this A side of the map. And you've got 1 more in the quarter on the cubby site. We'll see if they can get the intel they need. Boom's going to retreat back. This might be a course of bad timing. It isn't. Rush. Or not Rush, but Candy, rather. Going big. Marvel's going to be collapsed on by 2. And we are going into the next round of overtime with a little bit of an icy shakeup. They're on map point.
They are yet again in map point indeed. The side of Stamina have not been able to get this one in their favor just yet here. Let's see if they can tie it up or whether they're gonna end up losing. Grizz finds the first blood, continues to try to find some more damage dealt with. He could eventually do so as he finds Boom, but Boom doing a lot of damage, eventually getting that kill with a little pistol onto the back of the opponent. That is a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Stamina. Still pushing with the pistol is balanced to take that kill into Rush. Boom is left alone, 1v4 about to be unfolded. The bomb may be on the ground, but that's the least of Boom's trouble to be thinking of right now. Patiently waiting to hope to pick up a kill every here and there. But if we're being honest, I think that's a lost cause. And, well, it truly feels like we're going to get even extra overtime in here. As none of the two, yep, Narcs finds it. None of the two have been capable of finding the 2-in-a-row victories so far this game.
Yep, back and forth we gone. Overtime first round through. One attack. Strats are on point. Oh, wait, was that the defense that happened? Yeah, defense. So attacks not successful so far. Verdict is losing it right now. Today, Tuesdays, I'm catching a mad Monday vibe right now. I don't know if anybody else can relate to that. Nonetheless, we'll see what's relatable. It's a scramble here on the A side. Snark's the last one standing. Stand your ground, homie. Wrong, he's out. Boom's the last one alive yet again in a 1v4 scenario, and look who is dead on the Stamina side. It's none other than Grizz. Man has died just as many times. Okay, not quite as many times as he's killed, but nonetheless, similar scenario. Shoes on the other foot, but it's the same shoe. It's just the wrong foot. It's Boom on the approach here for this 1v4 attack. Trying to get the breach on the defense. The bomb's been planted. It is very well guarded. This might be it. Oh, Boom! Going out with a bang! Bound's going to shut him down, though, before the damage gets any worse. We're going into a map point here for the side of Stamina.
And okay, that is going to be, like you mentioned, Stamina having the map point situation for him. Alright, let's see if they can close it up. They are trying to, apparently, in here. Narcs is going to miss a snipe. Through the smoke, they're pushing to plant the bomb. Gathila trying to defend, doing a lot of damage, but not finding a kill. Balance is the one to take the first blood now. Takes out the pistol, but gets confused with his allied. Gathila is down. Bomb attempted to be planted in here. The 3-2 lead, yet again, back into the hands of Icy. Let's see if they can even things out once again as they begin to plant the bomb coming from behind. There's Grease. I don't think they know where Grease is at. So that could be problematic for Boom. Boom so far the player with 14 kills. That's the most anyone's got so far this game. Let's see if he finds the next one. Nope. Grease. I told you all about Grease. How sneaky this boy can be. Finds that kill. Immediately begins to push for more. And with the help of Marvel, they are sort of trying to sandwich this situation onto the opponent, trying to confuse them out through the smoke. Grizz is pushing. Grizz is pushing. He wants to get the kills. Gets kill number 1. Goes for kill number 2, but Snark is gonna say no. 12 seconds on the clock. Marvel thinking about defusing this bomb, but first you gotta get that kill. Let's see if you can. Begins to defuse. I think it's gonna be the same deal. I think he's got it. Snarks is gonna be late.
Oh!
Pulls through. Twice happened so far this game. But that's the worst possible situation for I2K to fall through it. Who thought these players where to plant the ball? Like, what? Why?
Yo, I mean, look, we had the same scenario, and Marvel said, hey, it's only fair if I get to do it too, right? You know, I've got to even out the universe, right? I mean, you remember he got fooled. It was deceptive. He got baited by Narcs or whoever planted the bomb that round. And surely enough, he's bold as hell. Gets to defuse. And that's going to be the 2-0 even after a little bit of a spicy overtime finish.
It's a draw. Stand down.
It's going to be Stamina taking it 9-7. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. A win's a win. 11 kills on board for Gathila. He's going to be your OBJ player of the game as well with 1 plant and 2 defuses. 12 on board for Narcs, but 15 for the Madman Grizz. What a freak. Just dealing damage left to right. I mean, he took a lot of damage too. I'd be interested to see what kind of stats his damage, his accumulated damage would be versus what his output damage was. I'm sure it'd be pretty close. On the flip side of things, you got Boom 14 on board, 11 on board apiece for Snark and J-Say, but you step toe-to-toe with a champion, gotta bring your A game. Couldn't close it out. Very close. Still doesn't matter.
Well, it seems like you mentioned, Marvel wanted to pay with the same coin, and he did so to bring victory home. That's a 2-0 lead for Stamina. Not a result that a lot of you would have anticipated, but it was fun to watch nonetheless. As we are done with that, we are now waiting on what could be the last map of the night, which is going to be some control over on Hacienda, in which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I heard you saying that you haven't seen this combo in a bit, or was that just an impression of mine?
No, it's definitely the real. I don't think we've seen Hacienda in control this season. This is the first time we're going to see. I mean, for the most part, Hacienda is banned. We typically see it played. It's either going to be on hardpoint or search destroy. This is the first time we've seen it all season long in control for one. I don't know if we get any Hacienda to be, to be fair in EU. We get a little bit of it in A, but a majority of it's also vetoed. So this time around, it's going to be able to slip through the cracks, and if it's going to be playable on a mode, it was the third map selected, so I'm assuming that this was ICI2K's pick. It was, and that means the defense is going to be held by Stamina, so they're going to have that advantage off the rip. But again, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, and well, if this one goes off 5 rounds, we can anticipate that 5th round being the defense, or, defense lopsided if it is. We'll see Stamina with that advantage.
And it was Respawn the one that it was just a clean dominance for the members over the Stamina, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case once again. Right now, a few kills are going to be traded. Marvel getting the first blood for himself. Grace doing the same as well. And immediately pushing to the enemy spawn. I see Marvel with SKS is looking at the main entrance. In here, he's going to begin to shoot super slow. I don't know what Marvel was doing over there, as he was just, I don't know if he was trying to get a headshot or something, but immediately gets executed. That brings the door completely open for a second tick to be taken over at Bravo by the hands of Icy. So far, not doing so bad. They are quite close to capturing this objective, but gotta be cautious as there's 3 angry members. Candy is going all the way around, finds kill number 1, goes for kill number 2, but ran out of bullets. So that dream of the 3rd tick is not there quite yet for the hands of I2K, but fighting back quite alright so far.
Yeah, they've kept it relatively close too. I mean, if you're looking at it in the grand scheme of things, you're going up against a stage 5 or stage 4 champion, potential stage 5 champion. I don't want to play spoilers, but yeah, that could be a possibility. Right now, it's all about this control Hacienda, and well, I mean, if you're asking for this team to play objective, they've done damn good putting some objective time in. Right now, they're trying to seal the deal here on the B site. Will they be successful? There it is. That's going to extend the clock 1:38. They only have 2 life deficit, but we all know how these lives matter going into the thick of it now, as we see Godzilla add a little bit more damage into it, trying to put some notches under his belt. Snark finally going to be able to deal the damage to take him down, but 5 life lead in favor of Stamina as they are reeling back at this defending round. And kind of spreading this attack a little stray now, as the hard work's been done, but now it's the focus here on the A site.
Sir, and well, this defense really well thought of by the hands of Stamina. Let's see how that works out. Candy, yet again trying to be sneaky, so I'm gonna be sticking around with him for a little longer. So far, 4 kills for himself, not really thinking about the OVJ. He knows how important it is to find a couple extra kills to make sure that they get slightly more comfortable. Snarks and Raj gonna get a few kills for themselves, which is a call for him to bounce inside, but at the distance with only nothing but a pistol, Snarks finding quite a few kills for himself. between the Switchblade pistol combo doing tremendous damage. Then Marvel and Grease doing the exact same thing at a distance. Only 2 lives left. Grease getting extra momentum going forward. 9 kills already for him. Everybody pushing for those kills as bloodthirsty as they can be. Grease yet again taking those kills. He's the one and only trying to take them all down, tear them apart. Only 15 seconds and he's on enemy spawn to take that kill on to Rash, bring that number up to 11 on the first round. That is gonna be the point in favor of Stamina.
I'm totally selling. I was trying to link a video in chat. Well, the defense stands strong. That's what I said, right? What else did I say? Oh, but here comes the bad thing about that. You allowed Snark to streak up, and he's got a few streaks to pop if things get hot and heavy here in this opening defending round for them. So we flip the sides, we flip the script. We got a 1-kill advantage as things slowly developing. Narc says, "I will not only teabag you, but I shall kill you afterwards." In a very, very unfortunate event there for Snark. So what could have been some solid streaks earned, maybe a Goliath, it is not going to happen. And right here it is going to be Stamina trying to opt for this A site right now. They're not been successful in either. And the defense standing strong yet again. This time around, it's going to be in favor of ICI2K for now.
For now, being the keyword indeed. But as we can see, 26 lives going in the way of Stamina. Candy onto enemy's territory, finds that kill. No, not onto enemy's territory, his own spawn, sorry. Trying to get that kill to prevent any more of his allies getting knocked out. Trying to push towards A. There's Grease, as aggressive as he loves to be. Grease pushing forward and already onto the throat of the opponents, just trying to push them as efficiently as possible while his allies are taking the objective. He takes that kill onto Jace, turns around, goes for Rash. Rash had no clue where's the communication for the side of I2K. How do they not know that Grease is over here? Grease is hunting for blood, and he is getting it. I do gotta question the fact that, well, it is taking quite a while for Stamina to take control over the objectives, but at the same time, they got a huge kill lead, right?
Yeah. Slow and steady wins the race, but at this point, they gotta lock and load. It's now or never, right? 12 seconds left to go. There it goes. The 8 point's gonna be capped. That's gonna open up a little bit of floodgates for the time. You got 9 life advantage, make it 10. Operators are starting to be a factor, though, and Boom trying to shut off any and every entry now as you cannot see anybody because they aren't there. There they go. Gathello's right around the courtyard. 1 kill for 1 claw. I don't know if that's quite equivalent. I don't know if, max value out of it. Nonetheless, get them where you can get it, right? I don't know. At any rate, the defense right here, you've got a lot of map control on the well side of the map, but you don't have anything going for your spawn side. Rushes is clearly the only one there, but their hit is coming from the top side and bottom control. You've got Grizz in the vault room. He's looking for the heist. He's going to be able to catch 1 off guard. Only 2 lives remain. This is just all but doable here for the players over at Icy. And, well, I mean, the hill's going to be hopped. It's only 1 life to spare. Very unfortunate turn of events. Time extends, and, of course, the Gunnies, they're hot. Yeah, Stamina going to be able to take a 2nd round in the row.
That's right, defense or offense doesn't matter too much. Both are gonna be a victory so far in favor of Stamina. Ramping up as high as 19 for Grease, 13 for Narcs, 11 for Gathila. Everybody with crazy numbers. They may have died quite a few times, but at the end of the day, they are still winning it all. And Grease is now playing with a Sparrow. I'm intrigued as to how much damage he can do with it. Now thinking to push onto the enemy's back. Let's see what he can do. Finds the first enemy. I don't think he saw him. Now finally gets the answer back. Explodes that vehicle. Still not gonna be enough. Gets killed by Rash. Not a whole lot of value off of that operator. And that actually allows the side of Icy to get some control over Bravo. Not only that, but they got a few kill advantage now. Candy gonna help out his allies to defend from the outskirts of it. The one pushing is Gathila. Gathila gonna be knocked out. Plenty of kills going in favor of Icy. Oh my goodness, Start with a double kill inside of the hill. Candy pushing with a claw, shooting at a distance. The objective is gonna be taken. That's the strongest round we've seen so far from Icy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they hopped the hill relatively quick. Now they just got to execute on getting some gunfights to go their way. Right now, it's Catella. He is untouchable. He's going to be able to recover and possibly get a few streaks going. They're looking for the full court press. What better way to do it than to pop a few operators to do it? Sparrow going to be hopped. It's Candy. Shut down the front door. You shall not pass. Icy going to get dropped. The trophy midair. I couldn't have caught it at a better time. Candy going to fall victim there. Wow, I mean, I thought it was going to be the Hunter Killer, but Gathella is just way quicker than this AI-operated Hunter Killer drone. Nonetheless, the well side push, it's going to be to a throttle. You're into a funnel of death. Here comes the Shrieks as well. Snark's still got a pocket Predator, and I don't know what he's waiting for to use this. Clear out this well site and get that map control. Get up top office, baby. I don't know. You got to do something. You've been holding this since round 1.
Well, that kill advantage went down the drain quite fast for the side of Icy. Oh, seems like the Pred missile will finally be used by Snark. Takes a kill. Still not gonna be enough. Those numbers are way too close for comfort. Only 50 seconds left. Trying to push over Alpha. There's a Boom. Boom waiting on an opponent to walk by. That is gonna be Narc. Snark's getting in there without a little bit of fear on his Banes. Goes in and takes that kill onto Boom with a... I think he was playing... he's playing with a... Jesus Christ, with a Holger, and that movement seems just so smooth for him. Now with that combo onto the Switchblade, he can defend at a distance and close range as well. Gets that kill onto Boom. Numbers are close. Time is running out. Icy trying to take a round for themselves. Can they do it though? They gotta do it right now. Another kill for Snark with a double. Snark with a outskirt kill. Trying to even the numbers, but he's just too close. Burning a few seconds left. Snark takes the kill. Gets inside on the very last seconds, but he's knocked out as well. The only one closest was Boom. The next one to try to get inside is JC, who saves the day.
No, he doesn't. He stepped out. Yo!
No way. No way.
Ah, man. You know, you gotta have someone.
I gotta say that area is really weird.
It is,
the
but
effect of that. Oh man.
Yeah. This isn't hardpoint. This is control. Someone's got to be a little more aware. Someone's got to be a little more alert. Obviously, you're trying to play as reserved as possible because it's a 1v1 scenario, right? You get one kill, you win. You lose if you don't get the kill and you die. But at the same time, someone's got to be looking at that clock and telling you, hey, someone's got to stay on the objective. That's the only way this game continues on. Came down to a very, very close nail-biting end, but it's never close to the series, was it? I mean, you could argue that it was. Icy put up a hell of a fight,
but though. Like,
it was
fun. A lot of fun play,
yeah.
I gotta say.
Yeah. We had a good time. You had a good time. On the other hand, Deanna probably died a little bit inside watching some of how close those games got. I mean, you're talking to a team, talking about a team that couldn't hold their same breath in a major event is like Stamina. Well, I say that, and I don't mean it disrespectfully, but let's be real. This team came out of nowhere. We don't know what they're fully capable of yet, but we've seen Stamina compete multiple seasons and be victorious in a few of those, as well as be victorious in Stage 4. So they held their weight. They made it look pretty doable, but it was all about the execution. They couldn't pull the trigger when it came down to it. So taking a look at the post-action report, it is, of course, Gathella. Man, the French phenom. He looked better than ever. 23 and 16. No objective time. It's okay. You only played one round on the attack. The flip side of things, you've got a pretty stout I2K team. On paper, they don't look that great. But in the heat of the moment, they look like they could hold their weight against the Stamina team, and that's what they did in that third round. We're going to take it back to the host desk, where we will be joined by the #1 fangirl of Stamina, the one, the only, Deanna. How was that series? How close was that one, right? I mean, were you kind of, pooping bricks there at the end?
Well, starting with the hardpoint, I did need to mention that Candy was on fire at the beginning, right? He did very good, but Stamina, as we know, they had everything under control. That is how it looked like. I do remember the Goliath that was called on the side of I2K. It was instantly killed by Dutilas Pred. it was very, very fast. They didn't manage to actually use it because it was fast, and overall it was actually brutal. The first hardpoint was brutal. Going into the SND, I actually checked my notes from last week, right? And when I2K played against Nova, they actually did very good in SND, and seeing this SND from this week, I was actually very impressed, getting it so close and actually sending us into overtime. Obviously, we did had some rounds that were in favor of I2K, some rounds that were in favor of Stamina, but overall Stamina came in with the win. And then going to the control, we did have the first round looking very good for Stamina, managing to win it. Going into the second one, I2K had, actually in the second and the third round, I2K had a lead, okay, they had a little bit of advantage, but actually Stamina managed to turn it in their advantage, right? Defense, offense, everything was good on the side of Stamina, and well, overall we did get a 3-0 in the control and a 3-0 in this series.
Alright, well. You know, minus a few technical difficulties, today's was a dub. I mean, we had some pretty quick matchups. We had an upset as I was taking a look at the results from the day. We started our night off pretty hot and heavy in a 3-0 in favor of Panic. Astra unable to get a single point on board. You know what that means? They're going to be stuck at that 5-point marker for the end of this Tuesday. Zidium came through with a... Hey, Hirsch, don't you... no, sir, we're not having that. Try to get feisty. He's like, hey, buddy, I know you're streaming and all, but give me some love. So I gave him some love. But Zidium came through with the upset of what I thought was going to be a crisp 3-1 for Exabyte. Wrong. Zidium came through massively in both the hard points. They look good in the search and destroy. And ultimately, I mean, Exabyte only found success in the control. So, I mean, you can only play one control per series. Got to find a way to, you know, tug a little closer towards the hardpoint and the searches. Obviously, we played on takeoff, which was kind of a cluster. And then we just saw the stamina and I2K matchup was a banger. If you missed it, you're gonna have to go rewatch it back on the YouTube VOD. We'll be having that uploaded here momentarily. But I mean, overall, a dub of a day.
Yes, indeed. I cannot say anything else. It was a pleasure being here with you guys. If you have anything to add, Eugenia?
No, not really. I think like I mentioned, I really enjoyed it. It was really, really fast paced on the majority of these matchups. Like Verdict mentioned, that surprise from Zidium was quite nice to see, you know, making sure that it all continues to be cramped up together. You know, you never truly know what is going to happen when the majority of these teams are facing one another, unless there's like a big gap. The majority of the time is quite close. And I got to say, I love to see it. And I hope you all enjoyed to see it as well.
Yes. And overall, this was tonight. We're gonna rate someone, and in the meantime, we will have a word from our sponsor called Mobile. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night.
Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.